Yes, man, you got some big things, brother.
Welcome back to Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa! Why you do freedom like that, Rashad?
Cause his daddy don't listen.
Yeah.
Put your foot in the bag.
His daddy don't listen. His daddy don't listen.
We're gonna start the show with a moment of silence for Freedom of the Dog. Had a good run. Loyal to his master. Did not make it through.
Ain't right.
That's funny. He looking at it like this. Man.
Not the dog sound.
Sorry we late, y'all. I had to run to the store right quick.
There you go.
But I'm here now.
That's cool.
Yeah, we
But this is Gil's Arena, presented by Underdog Fantasy. As always, we got the legend Gilbert Arenas here with us. Cemetary Larry. Championship Charles. Rashad McCants back in the building. Joker Mello.
Come on.
Oh, yeah, come on now.
I had to check.
Our error, man.
I had to check.
That man had an attack.
I had to check.
It was an attack on our error, man.
I had to check.
It was an attack
Making
on our error,
making
man.
sure we're all on the same page.
Oh, man. Melo represents the error. Boy, what you...
Gil, you don't got a Mello jersey in here, Gil.
Right. I had a high school one.
Okay. He can sign one when he comes on the show.
I had a high school and a McDonald's one.
And we got Kenyon Martin back in the arena.
Thank you very much.
Mello, we need you to sign a jersey when you pull
No,
up.
I got a high school and didn't I just say I had a high school and McDonald's one?
Okay, we need the Nuggets one signed. The 3-piece. What's up with you, Kmart? You good?
Chillin', Killer.
Yeah, we've been at your house all week, brother. Turning up, plotting on all of you.
Plotting on all y'all.
Everybody else out there. Winter is coming.
Oh, they gonna be mad.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they gonna be mad. Oh, they gonna be big mad.
There's gonna be a lot of hurt feelings
Facts.
in this 2024. Cat Williams already warned y'all though. But as a reminder, we now have 2 viewing options for the show, our traditional version and a vertical mobile version for everybody watching on their phones. So pick whichever one you want to watch, but just make sure you tap in with your favorite basketball show here on YouTube. Here's what's cracking in the arena today. So there will be plenty of star power in the NBA Finals, but which role players will be the biggest X factors for the Mavs and Celtics? James Harden says he wants to be remembered as a winner, but will he be? And LeBron called Kyrie the most gifted player the league has ever seen, but which version of Kai should we expect in the Finals? We're going to discuss, why y'all left? We're going to discuss it. I think he's a winner. The record reflects it, but you know how the internet does. People don't like numbers and facts. But before we get into all that, as always, the show is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Do yourself a favor, download the app, use promo code GIL, and you can receive up to $250 in bonus cash plus a special pick'em. Yes, you heard that right. If you download the Underdog Fantasy app right now and use promo code GIL, you get up to $250 in bonus cash and a special pick'em. And our fans asked for more ways to win, so Underdog Fantasy came through and dropped Pick 8. So what is Pick 8, you may ask? This means up to 3 more picks on max entries where you can win up to 325 times your bread, including double flex entries where you only need to hit 6 out of 8 to win big. To celebrate, Underdog dropped a special pick'em for today, so don't miss your chance to try it out before it's gone. Sign up and use code GIL to get up to $250 in bonus cash on your first deposit. Stay tuned to Gil's Arena as we will be submitting a Pick 8 entry on tomorrow's show ahead of Game 1 of the NBA Finals. So our 8 picks on Thursday will be as follows. 1 Underdog special, 2 from Gil because it is his show, 1 from Brandon, 1 from Rashad, 1 from Kenyon, 1 from myself, and a special producer pick. As you know, our producers have been...
Or can we get a Lexi pick? How's that work? No.
No Jonte. No Jonte. No Jonte.
Okay.
No Jonte.
Even if it's a
Don't sleep on me. I hit a pick 3 yesterday.
What I'm saying is, even if it's
No
on
basketball.
the NBA,
I don't know.
what if it's in another sport, right?
We got to talk to Adam Silver.
Okay, huh? Just asking.
Yeah,
I'm just asking. You know, they probably wondering too. Just ask. You know.
Lexi on the show
8 is a lot.
does not use Underdog Fantasy.
That's a lot. 8 is a lot.
As always, we do MostlyFans at the end of every show, sometimes at the beginning as well. If you drop a good question in the chat with your Underdog Fantasy username and we use it on the show, you get a $50 bonus to your Underdog Fantasy account. And we have a special request for you today. Send us your best questions about this year's Mavs Celtics NBA Finals for our show tomorrow. or answering a ton of fan questions related to the finals. So send them in today to help our producers get their minds right, get prepared, and it could be featured on the show tomorrow. And with that in mind, we do the show live 4 times a week on YouTube. If you can't watch it with us here on this beautiful platform, we got audio versions available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. So we normally do Mostly Fans at the end of the show. We're going to start today with a Mostly Fan question at the beginning of the show that has, some special significance. It's from underdog user Zadarian.
Hey, Rashad going crazy with these body bags. What's the nastiest body bag play you ever seen?
So what is the nastiest body bag play you've ever seen? We'll start with you, Gil. It is your show. It is the Arena de Guibert.
I was guarding my man like I was supposed to. Don't ever leave the corner. Don't leave the corner shooter. And Allen Iverson was at the top of the key. And he made Antonio Daniels play twister.
Cha-cha.
Yeah, he hit the ground, came up, hit the ground again, and then went in for the lay. Right in.
Did you react on the court, Gil?
Huh?
Did you react?
I did exactly what I was supposed to do. Hurry up and take the ball out and try to score before they call a timeout. And actually dunk the ball. But nah, it was one of those plays where you're like, ooh, no, yeah.
Rashad, what's the nastiest body bag play you've ever seen?
It don't gotta be in person, right?
No.
No, sir.
Oh, the Kobe over Dwight. When Kobe dunked on Dwight, split the pick and roll, body bagged that man.
And Gil, you talked about the Allen Iverson clip.
Made that man touch earth twice.
Our producers have it. Ooh.
Hey, now.
I had Clark Covert.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Damn.
Nah, just to show you.
Is champ. Oh, my Jesus.
You see, I didn't move not 1 foot.
Oh, my God.
Somebody called an ambulance.
Oh. Yo, man.
Ain't no 3-pointer needed for that.
Hey, man.
Ain't no 3-pointer needed for that.
Oh.
Hey, no, y'all see, I didn't move.
Yo.
Rashad, you said Kobe dunking on Dwight Howard, a.k.a. Chocolate Shoulders.
Chocolate shoulders.
That was his nickname.
That shit was fire. It was much needed.
The basketball world needed it. Kenyon, what's the nastiest body bag play you've ever seen?
Oh, shit. Kobe dunked on Todd McCullough in the finals. I was standing there like, oh, my God. I was right up on the back. I'm like, Todd, don't jump. Oh, shit.
Nasty.
That lean, dog. Hey, man, anybody get to that, man? I try to warn people, man. I said on this show, anybody you get to here, dog, you better move, man.
You better move.
That shoulder, and he put, there ain't nothing you can do with it. Ain't nothing you can do. Once somebody get here off 2, and he put that ball here, and man, you better move.
Facts.
Yeah.
Did y'all have to watch that play in film?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Hell yeah.
Back and to the left?
Yes.
To the left.
That's how I know I didn't move. Gil, so why didn't you? Hey, I had Kyle Crawford.
Had a shooter.
He told
Strong
you,
side corner.
our rule is don't leave the corner shooter. And then you're like, help side, where you at? Those would be the things that's help side, where you at? You supposed to be over. And it looked just like this, just rewinding and rewinding. And you can see Antonio Daniels just like,
You're not going to keep watching.
and just gonna keep just pointing out everybody else, huh? We just can't move on to the next play.
So, Shad, you said Kobe Dwight Howard. We have that play as a refresher for our lovely audience. Oh, you got to love SD.
That's the tie.
Oh, McCullough.
Lean on him.
So, Kenyon, how do you not react when that's your teammate getting dunked on like that?
Come on the court. If I was on the bench, probably a different story. But Lord, look, I'm guarding the non-shooter over that motherfucker. I did the same thing Gil did. Right?
Looking down at
And the look says it all, though.
Oh, my God.
One more time, slow-mo.
I mean, you know y'all don't have to play the whole 23 seconds. Just FYI.
Okay.
Just
putting it up. I think in more contemporary times, you got to go LeBron on Jason Terry. Obviously, Norris Cole broke that down.
Nah. DeAndre Jordan and fucking Brandon Knight was worse.
So even those.
That nigga laid there like he was hurt, man.
Yeah. I can't the guard, the big on the guard.
But he shouldn't have jumped. No, he shouldn't have jumped, Gil.
That Kendrick Perkins, how about the Kendrick Perkins?
Oh, Blake? Oh,
Yeah.
Him or Mozgov? No, the one on Kendrick Perkins. The one on Kendrick Perkins was disgusting.
It was
That was disgusting.
Throw it in, Mozgov joint.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Grabbed him, put him, like, that was disgusting. But the fact that dude, like, Brandon Knight laid there.
Yeah.
Like, he hit the ground hard.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
Like, he shouldn't have. I should have asked him, I was like, dog, what possessed you to jump? Because you had no chance at doing nothing to affect that play.
Natural reaction.
Dude, get your ass out of the way. He tried to dunk you and the ball.
That Lob City era of Clippers, very interesting. So interesting, in fact, I think it deserves a TV show. Lakers Showtime era got dramatized in HBO's Winning Time, and now the Clippers have their own series as well. Some were saying it should have been called Losing Time. Not the case. It's called Clipped. It's a docudrama centered around the Clippers saga involving former owner Donald Sterling and his side boo, V. Stiviano, who put Sterling on blast by leaking several recorded conversations, which ultimately led to Sterling being forced to sell the team to Steve Ballmer. So the first 2 episodes premiered on Hulu Tuesday, and viewers couldn't help but notice some questionable casting decisions. So we got Blake Griffin.
Okay.
We got JJ Redick as CP3.
Damn.
Okay.
DeAndre Jordan, shout out to the legend Shell Bailey, who portrays DeAndre in the show. Doc Rivers, I think Lawrence Fishburne, pretty close. The lineup, pristine like Doc's.
Solid.
But Steph Curry, ooh. A lot of people said he looked like Dak Prescott, not like Steph. Shout out to the internet for that. So, obviously, we've all watched a lot of television our day. When you see casting like this, does it delegitimize the show for you, make you want to watch more? People seem to be super excited about it.
I guess it's the story. We want to hear the story itself and what transpired. It's on Hulu?
Hulu and FX.
Okay, I'll watch 2 episodes.
First 2?
There's only 2?
I think 2 so far.
I watched
so it'll be released
I
weekly.
got invited last weekend to the premiere joint. I missed it. I had some other shit going on, but yeah, I should have to walk the dog or something.
It's about Sterling, right?
It's about Sterling, that whole situation that season.
Oh, just the season, just not him altogether?
No, Sterling's in it.
Everything.
Al Bundy, Ed O'Neill plays.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Donald
shit.
Sterling.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got a very
Polka.
Okay.
very good.
Ain't nothing worse than Flex Washington playing Michael Jackson in the Lifetime series.
It was legendary though.
Can't get no worse than that. So this is gonna be epic in comparison.
The Michael Jordan American Hero too. I think that was.
Or the recent Hulu with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, the Hulu, that shit was.
I mean, it is hard because it's like the people who really look like them gotta be actors too, which is probably the hardest part. I mean, the only one that really cast great was Tupac.
Yeah, but
that was really the only one.
He's fucking playing himself.
Yeah. Who?
Tupac.
No,
I'm just.
Yeah, because that was really the Tupac, huh?
No, but it's easier to get athletes to act than to get actors to be athletes in movies. So
yeah, I mean,
you got some. It's enough of them.
You could have dubbed some of the Clipper players.
Yeah, that's what like you could. This is my.
They still all look like themselves, so that's kind of the
Yeah, but you can go find some.
You couldn't get Blakers, Matt Barnes, and none of them to play themselves in a movie.
It would make it realistic. Now it's reality. Yeah, we gotta make it film. It's Hollywood. It's magic.
But it's still like I went. I'm not gonna say.
Niggas ain't doing that.
Will Smith played.
Yeah.
Ali.
Okay.
Towards the end of the movie, it was like, all right, I believe it.
It's the point of transforming your
But you
actor
can train
abilities
to
into
make it look good. That part, because he's somewhat of an athlete.
Yeah.
Right? Will's somewhat
Will
of an
Smith is
athlete.
somewhat of an athlete. He's
Right?
big, he's tall, like so.
He hooped at
You
one.
talking
You
about
could tell he had some.
DeAndre Jordan is all of 6'11", the dude playing him 6'4".
Oh boy played.
Well, now we got to shoot from like this.
Chadwick, right?
Was
Played Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
You know, athlete. Michael B. Jordan. He really
Creed,
no athlete.
but he locked in.
He playing
But that's
Creed.
the
But we
point.
don't
You can get in
Creed
the
ain't real.
gym.
Gotta
You can get in the
trans-
gym
What I'm
and
saying
throw
is
some
Creed-
punches,
but
shot.
Creed ain't a real person.
But you got to transform that. That's the whole point of act.
I hear
The
you,
challenge of an actor is going in and saying who I got to play. Like Jamie playing Ray. Like I got to transform into Ray Charles.
Yeah, but that's not being an athlete. though.
I get it, but I'm saying like as an athlete, if you can play, like the dude, Ant Edwards did the shit in Hustle,
yeah.
right? Like it made sense because Ant's kind of playing himself, right? So he's not acting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got the Clippers. Play yourself.
But it didn't make it a great movie because we see like it's expected. Like you're gonna do a good job because you're not playing anything. You're playing yourself. So when you get a challenge of playing
But that's
something
hard,
opposite
though.
of that.
If you
Like
gotta-
even KG was in the shit with Adam Sandler. He's playing himself.
Gyms.
So you don't really have to do much.
Yeah, but what if somebody else played him?
Then we'll be like, yeah.
It depends on who did it.
It has to
And how well they could do it.
What actor is gonna be 7'1"?
Like, but you know what I'm saying? It's easier to teach us to act.
But it's just like it'll be redundant for us to play ourselves. Like we have to play. Like if you had somebody like one of us play Wilt, that's different. Like someone play Wilt or
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
But we were talking about them playing
But they can go
themselves in
get
the Clippers joint. Like,
They can go get a light-skinned dude with curly hair to play Matt that hoop.
Schroeder Jackson from Insecure. I'm just saying.
So
As I said,
got a basketball
even with
background.
Jamie Foxx, he's playing someone that sings. He sings.
yeah,
Makes it easier.
that's
So, Kenny, to your point about actors not being good athletes, my dad was in White Man Can't Jump. Now, I want you guys to go back and watch that movie, watch every Wesley Snipes scene, and see how much movie magic they had to do with cutaways and whatever to make it.
It's just all feet, and it's just feet. Like Dwayne, like Dwayne Martin and
Above the rim.
Above the rim. He was a basketball player.
actually
Yeah, you
could.
know what I mean. So it
you
looked,
can
can
that
tell.
was natural movement. But other dude, like you can tell Wesley hoop, you can tell Woody Harrison hoop.
Woody was a hooper,
But Wesley wasn't. But you can tell like the way Woody was moving.
Had a
out
little,
there,
Wesley had enough to make it look.
No, he had
But-
enough feet.
He had
So
enough.
they were doing like training camp for the movie. Nobody wanted to do drills with him because he was so bad.
Yeah.
Like if you messed up, you had to go over again. So he caught wind of it and started cussing everybody out.
Yeah, but you can tell.
He caught wind.
You know, it's like we're doing 3-man weave. Everybody started backing up. Like,
They don't want to go with him.
you go ahead. You go ahead.
Like, motherfucker.
But keeping it Clipper themed, let's talk about a current Clipper. James Harden is currently on a European tour with Adidas. He was asked by local media how he wants to be remembered, and here's what he had to say.
That I was a winner, that I was a teacher, you know what I mean, that I had a different love for the game, you know what I mean, like put the money aside, I really enjoy and love the game of basketball and playing it. So whether it's, you know, being with the kids, you know, here or, you know, when I travel, you know, other places in Europe, when I go to China, I just want, you know, people to understand and understand how much I really love and enjoy the game of basketball.
So I saw this clip put up. I saw a lot of people, as the internet tends to do, had a lot of negative things to say. So let's just put it all in context. In his career, Harden is an MVP, 7-time All-NBA selection, including 6 first teams, 3-time scoring champ, 2-time assist champ, 6th man of the year, and a member of the 75th anniversary team. He has a regular season record of 697 and 375. He's never been on a team with a losing season. He's 87-79 in the playoffs. Teams have never missed the postseason in his 15-year career. Reached the conference finals 4 times, finals once, but has never won a ring. Obviously, in recent years, he's drawn criticism for forcing his way out of Houston, Brooklyn, and Philly, whereas he mentioned he took less bread to make the team competitive, then proceeded to get pump faked by Daryl Morey. But I ask all you gentlemen on this couch, will James Harden be remembered as a winner?
I got inside news.
Uh-oh.
Actually wasn't Daryl Morey.
Somebody else pump faked?
It was the owner.
Damn.
I guess they had a new owner?
I think Ruben did sell. I forget who.
Yeah, so Morey wanted to pay him, and the owner vetoed it.
Oh.
And Moore was probably more embarrassed to face James and tell him the bad news, so he just...
Damn,
Do you think it was because of the numbers?
That's what the owner said.
I said the same
The owner
shit.
said, it was the owner who crunched the numbers and said,
Don't make
no.
sense.
Moore was like,
Not for that much. I'm not paying you for that. You gave me this and you could have gave me more and you just did enough to just get,
but that's what I said. But Maury was like, I don't care.
Right.
Let's go.
Because he already promised.
Yeah.
It's my relationship with
So
you.
it actually wasn't Maury.
Yeah.
Maury was just embarrassed that he promised his dude dad and couldn't deliver.
Yep.
And it was more
Yeah,
it was more of a shame. I'm gonna just be quiet.
Yeah, you can't promise nobody it ain't your checkbook.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you
Same
did say
shit.
that.
I
You
said
did
the
say that,
same
yep.
shit. You can't promise nobody that ain't your checkbook, man.
So,
Like, writing somebody up. Shit, how much you want, man? She Gilbert money. I don't give a fuck.
but
Now I gotta go tell Gilbert
Now I
how
gotta
much
go
I gave
ask
him.
Gil. You know what? Hey, man, I promised Rashad motherfucker $30,000.
Yeah, what? Why? Why? Why'd you do that?
But if that's the case, though, why not Maury be like, look, I wanted to give you the bread.
Yeah, he was
They tripping.
embarrassed.
Because he's trying to keep his fucking job.
Embarrassed.
But I could tell if me and James had that relationship.
James will go say something.
James wasn't.
He said something.
So you gotta go jump on the
that
sword.
shit, man.
Wasn't trying to hear that.
James was not trying to hear that.
So Darryl Moore gonna come out and tell James Harden, listen, I wanted to pay you. The owner said, fuck you.
Yeah.
That don't
Either way,
work.
it's the same
it's the same shit. So he
Fuck him.
I don't have my
or
money.
either I lose my job with you or one of us gone.
Yep. So
Let's stick together,
I'm
James.
gonna look out for me first and foremost, Jack.
I ain't got it, James.
Yeah, I ain't got it, bruh. Hey, you put something on it.
I think James is a winner. Because now we have to understand the criteria of champion versus winner.
Yep.
And I think that goes back to our conversation me and Gil was having season 1 about Reggie Miller. He's like, you think Reggie Miller's a winner. Am I a winner? You have a winner mindset, so on and so forth. So when you look at the context of that conversation, we was only singling that out as winner being champion or championships. But I think now the concept now with all the accolades you just ran down, all the things he does well, you can't say he is a winner because he's won, right? He's just not a champion.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that's the difference with a lot of people. It's like you can win, you just never won the championship. So you're not a champion. You can never say you're a champion.
Yeah.
Big Shot Bob can say he's a champion. Ginobili, all those guys can say they're champions. But the guys who never won championships, like Melo, like AI, they're winners because they won. Especially if you look at the metrics of all those consecutive 15 straight seasons with a winning season.
Never missed the playoff.
Yeah, never missed a play. No, you can't say he's not a winner because he's winning. He's winning. He's never won a championship.
But like you guys have said, there's champions out there who are losers.
right. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I mean?
There's 15 players on the team. Right? There's 15 players on the team. Everyone's not happy that they're not playing. And their attitude towards that season, some are losing spirits, right? But the winners and the players that's playing majority of the team is the winners, right? So I look at it like this. No matter what your record is, because if you're on a bottom feeding team and they never give you anything, right? Your legacy is built off of that, right? What did you do? What was your preparation? What was your mindset? Did you have a winning mindset, a losing mindset? Did you get better individually to help winning, right? That's all we can go by, right? What I know now, how owners and money being made, because if we use a record to define winning, that means everyone who was ever drafted by the Clippers with Donald Sterling will be considered a loser, right? Not because of them, right? Because of his method. He wanted money, bring you in 3 years, get rid of you. Like, there was no formula of winning. So all those guys who was dedicating themselves and their body to the game wasn't getting rewarded. So that whole franchise is a losing franchise.
Yeah.
And all the players on there are considered losers. That shouldn't be fair, right? Did you get better? You came in this league, you couldn't shoot. By the time you end up finishing this league, you became one of the best three-point shooters. That is a winner. So to me, yes, James is a winner. Like, he's gotten better every year. He took his teams Some teams that didn't look good. He failed to some better teams. I can't say because he wanted to be out of situations he's a loser. Then everyone else is a loser too who wanted out of situations. You know, that's.
Well, if you take less bread, I think this is what we talk about all the time. Well, that guy should take less money to make the team better. He did that. Obviously, the Sixers didn't win a chip, and then he gets did dirty. Why would I want to be here? If y'all playing with my bread, I think all of us can understand that, even people at home. You had a job, you make concessions to help make the job better with the expectation you're going to get a raise or a promotion, whatever. They tell you no.
Well, we can't look to the outside parameters of what winning and losing actually is, right? So that's the business side of the game. But when you talk about at the end of the game, when the shot clock goes 0 and time scores what it is, who won, who lost, that's how I judge winning and losing. So you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Did you win the championship? You didn't win the championship, then you just tally up how many wins you got compared to how many losses. Like, you know, we could talk about the losing mentality, which is your approach to the game and how that approach can then dictate how you win or lose. But I think that's a whole different conversation in comparison to just the outcome. The outcome is what it is based on what your team did to prepare for the game and how you guys executed, so on and so forth. But, you know, when it came to James, he won some, he lost some. You know, he just never came up with the championship, just like the other greats, T-Mac, AI, Melo, all those guys who came up short. But you can't judge them based on the losses alone, you know what I'm saying? Because then there's the wins too, so.
Yeah. And like Gil, you always talk about just from an organizational standpoint, sometimes organizations don't put their players in position to be winners. So we can't just look at the win-loss rate.
Because it's a business, right? You know, some of these guys are fortunate to have owners that actually love basketball, right? Dirk getting Mark Cuban, he was a fanatic, right? When you really understand someone like Cuban, he buys a team, he wants to be one of the players. He's sitting on the sideline there, not in a suite, he's sitting there. The other owners got mad at that, and they had to fine him every time he did that, $100,000, get your ass back to the booth where the owners sit, right? So think about his mindset. That means he's looking out for these guys. So eventually he was going to win and put a winning formula together, right? Same thing with Mickey, same thing with the same thing with the guys in Golden State, right? If you think about the newest owners in the NBA now, they are successful because the new owners in the NBA, this is what they want to do, right? You look at Bomber Spirit, right? He looks like he wants to win, right? So it's if we all got to pick for our legacy, if we say, all right, fellas, you pick the team you want for your legacy to be here. Man, 90% of these teams wouldn't even have no players, man. 90% of these teams wouldn't even have players if our legacy is built off of it. We're going to sit around the dudes that want to win. Like, oh, you trying to win a championship? Oh, cool. We'll stay here.
Thanks.
Yeah. The fact that James has to say that, right? Mm-hmm. That I want to be remembered as a winner is like,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Because that's the narrative out there, right? That you feel you need to answer that.
He's doubting in his own mind that he don't have that.
Yeah, because he heard the rumblings, he know what it is. The fact that you haven't won the championship is, it's people put a lot of emphasis on that, but with all the accolades and everything that you just read off, successful, absolutely winning, it's. Yeah, I laughed because it's like for him to feel that he needs to do that, right? I don't know what the question was, like probably legacy, like what you want your legacy to be, right?
Basically, how do you want to be remembered?
Yeah, it just can't be somebody like I really love the game. I gave him my all every time out, like that. Instead, like I want to be remembered as a winner, like.
I think it's said because everyone overlooks this, right? Like when you say it out loud, you're like, oh damn,
Impressive.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, motherfucker was winning, right?
First ballot Hall of Famer.
You know, because the narrative is he has a losing spirit. He loses.
Yeah.
Right. You know, we're not. You know, we're not.
On the line.
Yep. Game 7. This is all we know.
Yeah.
2 Game 7 seasons. Right. Like that. They made it think like it's set 15 years of this.
Yeah.
Right. Not realize it's a whole body of work, and you have to judge the whole body of work, not just the moments that we remember in time.
Yeah, because it's only as of late what people remember. It's the last 3 stops,
Yep.
right? It's the last 3 stops that's fresh in people's mind, and they forget things that people forget things they want to forget, right? And remember what they want to remember.
Yeah.
But in theory, what he's done is he shined a light on something that didn't need to be shined upon, which is
Or even bringing it up.
overemphasizing the fact that you are already a winner by your body of work, right? So now what you're going to have everyone look at now is like with James, which you never won, right?
No.
That's the number one.
Yeah,
Because in theory, you're a winner.
Yeah, but
then now we're thinking like, what is James talking about? I want to be remembered as a winner, but you never won. But they're talking about championships.
That's what I'm saying. But it makes it. What happens is when he says he wants to be remembered as a winner, it's exactly what he did. They start going to try to debunk that. And then they realize his resume is going to speak for itself.
Of course.
They just didn't look at the resume. That's the problem. I didn't look at your resume. I looked at clips and TV.
Or a couple of games and use that
as a...
Nah, but what they're looking at, this is what I'm saying. Think about that. Everything you're saying is right. In theory, when you go and you research and you look, like James is a winner. But your comment of, I just want to be remembered as a winner that never won the chip. So think of your common fan. Your common fan ain't thinking, I'm going to go research to see how much he won.
Yeah.
Like, well, James, you didn't play good in every Game 7, and you didn't take
Not
the team
every,
over the
see,
top.
that's what 2.
So whatever the case is, like you just never did. You never took it over the top. Where we've seen you holding the trophy up, where we can say James Harden won.
yeah, they probably don't even think that. They probably like, how can you be a winner when you force your way out of the last?
Yeah, and that's how you forced your way out of these situations, you're not a winner. Because that's all they remember.
That's all they fucking remember.
Because most winners stay and stick it out. And they try to figure it out.
Listen, when they want to make you a loser, they know how.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they said they're gonna remember and forget what they want to, man. People are, they got selective memory, man.
Yep.
They got selective memory.
Yeah, it's bad in theory just to see him say that and feel like he has to say that. It's just.
What stands out to you the most about Harden's career, and can you make the argument that he's a top 5 shooting guard all time?
What stands out for me is no different than someone like Steph. He perfected something, right? And you know, when you're talking about like greatness, when we talk about Steph and Steph skill in shooting and the dedication he took in shooting and, you know, conditioning and all of that is what makes the shot and his shooting so epic. Same thing with James, right? You can call it a travel, whatever you want to call. It was a perfection of a move that couldn't be stopped. It couldn't be stopped to the point where you had to try to go to rule book to try to figure out and have rules stop it. Right, it's a travel. They got to look at these plays and really count, and nobody realized because of the move, what he was doing, they created words, 0 step, gather step. That was him. That was his invention. So when you're talking about someone who tapped into rule books, wording, he became a perfectionist in what he was doing. Right? A lot of people can't say that finished his game. Jordan's fadeaway was a perfection in his game. Right? A Jumpman logo, but his signature move is a fadeaway, is the Houdini that nobody even thinks about. The logo is him, but his signature was a fadeaway.
Which in theory is a bad shot. I'm just saying. Fading away from the basket, moving target,
he
he perfected it. Made it a great shot.
He perfected it.
Is he top 5?
Top 5 shooting guard. Jordan, Kobe, AI. Yep.
You put him in your top 5.
Yep.
Okay, what stands out to you the most about Harden's career, and would you say he's a top 5 shooting guard all time?
Let me see that list.
At the position, you got D-Wade, Cole, Chuck, Mike. Shit. I don't know. I got to think about it some more, the fifth spot. But what stands out, I'll get back to you on the fifth one.
Yeah.
What stands out the most? You know, he found a way to manipulate the NBA to cater to his style of play, right? The drawing fouls, the step back, like, he made it a thing. So the league really, they had to, like, to Gil's point a minute ago, they were changing rules because of him, right? And now the gather, and the sweep through to the foul, like all those things were because of James. So that stands out, right?
Yeah.
When you making certain things, when you manipulate the entire NBA to cater to your game. Yeah. That probably stands out the most.
I'm gonna go. What stands out the most about James Harden is averaging 40 points a game for 40 games. I think that was the most dynamic in 2019, I believe. He averaged 40 a game for 40 games. We never seen anything like that in our era. And the way he was doing it, regardless of how you feel about it, getting 50, 15, and 12. You know what I'm saying? So he covered the board when it came down to it. And top 5, I definitely got to say, you know, when it's Cole, Mike, AI, and then there's always the conversation between him and D-Wade. You know, with those stats alone, 40 a game for 40 games, you got to put him in front of D-Wade. As crazy and as dynamic as D-Wade was, he just wasn't a volume as scored as James is. And like Gil said, he created his own little lane that you couldn't really mimic. It was his own thing, his own creation. So I think he's definitely in the top 5. Put him right at 4.
So Gil, the chat is saying that T-Mac is a 2. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I was over it. It was in my conversation of thought just now. T-Mac's a 2 or a 3.
He's a 2 or a 3.
Yeah.
I'm putting him at a 3.
Can you say the same about Harden with being a PG or a shooting guard?
See,
same with AI though. So
yeah,
like
I was over. I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to. What about Reggie Miller? I said I'm.
He a 2. Him and Ray Allen.
They twos. That's what I'm saying.
T-Mac was a 3 to me. Him, KD, they in their own little lane.
Seeing with James, I don't look at. Seeing it's hard for me to say James is a 2.
You look at him more as a point guard?
He just had the ball in his hand. Like, it's just like the same thing with LeBron. Like, you want to put him at the position, right? When it's convenient.
Yeah, exactly.
That season.
Does he initiate the offense?
So for my thing is, when has he not been the main assist guy on the team, right? Led the league in assists, twice, 2-3 times?
Yeah, 2-time assist champion.
So...
But they had
that's
point
a point
guards.
guard,
They
right?
had point guards on the team that was playing the position.
But that's if we play like that, then it changes history because that's
he was on the team with CP for a short period of time.
I think Kyle Lowry's on that team one time.
No, he had point guards, but that's what I said. That's the
He
same
had the ball in his
argument.
hand then.
But that's the same argument with someone like LeBron
Yeah.
James and Magic Johnson.
Absolutely.
Magic Johnson was a point. He
Yeah.
had guards. He had, Norm Nixon. He
For
had
one,
Ryan
but that was on the short
3 years.
period of
But then he
time,
had, Byron Scott.
played
right?
the two.
Yeah, but Norm plays some two.
B. Scott
too,
played the two.
As wild as
like
it
B.
is.
Scott played the two. B. Scott was never had the ball in his hand. B. Scott was the two.
To me,
He had, he had the ball the same amount as Kyrie.
It was
Who?
the system.
Who did?
B. Scott.
No. Kyrie played the point. B. Scott never was a point.
But that's the same way anybody played with James. They played the point. He just had the ball. It was the system. The system of how we run our offense is going to be James has the ball majority of the time.
Yeah,
The
it's
point
hard
guard
to look
moved to
at
the
him as a
corner.
point.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, as a two, it's hard for me to look at him as a two.
The ball
but
handler.
For they could, for
Yeah, T-Mac is definitely a 3.
Even if he was a shooting guard, the resume is.
He fits
We're
in
not
the
talking
top
about.
5.
We're not talking about potential. We're talking about.
Who you push out?
There's only 5. You only named 5.
Yeah, that's what I said. Who you push out if T-Mac is not? If T-Mac goes in,
because he didn't say D Wade.
Who? He did.
You did.
so Mike.
No, I didn't
Mike
say.
Cole, Mike.
You only said 4. You didn't say
You didn't say your 5th.
So you didn't get 5.
Oh no! When I was counting, I was like, yeah, he's 5, right? So D Wade is.
D Wade is the 5th, right? So
Yeah, D Wade is in there.
if
Okay,
T-Mac
yeah,
is
okay.
the 2 guard, does T-Mac go in the top 5?
No.
But you saying James is the 2.
Yeah.
So I don't.
D Wade pushes out if T-Mac is a 2.
So you pushing out
D Wade
D Wade's resume over T Mac's resume?
as a 2 guard, yeah.
As a 2 guard.
Yeah, if T-Mac is a 2 guard,
Yeah,
T-Mac
you-
is top 5.
Are we doing?
T-Mac
Are
is
we doing
top
the
5.
resume or just the
The
potential?
resume.
Talk
D-
about, talking about the players. I don't never talk resume when we talk about
So we're
top
talking about the
5s.
players. But
I'll never, because resumes is
I mean,
subjective.
are we
Body of
I'm
work.
talking about longevity resume?
longevity.
It's
D Wade's
subjective.
career was better.
That's all subjective.
D Wade's career was better longevity.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Longevity. You
He's a
talk.
better player though, to me.
I mean, then.
Top 5, T-Mac,
Yeah.
for sure. For sure.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about just the player himself at their height, I mean, Tracy McGrady can argue that he's top 10 of all time.
That's the conversations to be
You know,
had. That's why I don't
but you
throw
can't have
stats
those-
in there because
but the
everyone
gr-
wants to
yeah,
include,
but greatness-
oh, you played this amount.
Nah,
oh, you
but that's
got hurt.
the key. You can't be great for 2, 3 to 4 years.
You can.
Greatness
But
is
you
longevity. You got to sustain your greatness for a long period of time. You can't be technically like a rapper, a one-hit wonder, right? You got to be great.
Accidents.
Yeah, do you
gotta be
factor in?
great.
But do you factor in injury to that situation?
You can't.
You can't. That's game.
That's why it should be
Like,
excluded.
that's the game. But that's the game because I can't
it
get.
should be
I can't. Like, let's say you played 5 years and you average 28 to 32 for those 5 years, and then someone averaged 27 to 28 for 15 years. I can't say this is what you would have did moving forward. You can't do that,
You can.
huh?
You can.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
Because talent is talent.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
If
say- I
D
would
Rose
think
don't get hurt,
that's-
D Rose becomes a generational type of talent.
Okay, how about this? I'm gonna do this then. All right, this player averaged 29, 30, 36, 34. What is the next year supposed to look like?
Last year it was 34.
So 29, 30, 36, 34.
Somewhere in the 30s.
So if he stopped right there,
34. We expect
so,
at least 34 the next year.
okay, so that's what we expect. So if you stop this man's career right now and had to argue,
That he would have averaged.
he would have averaged, but his average ended up being 24, 24, 22, 22, 21, 21, 16. And that's the guy we're talking about right now. Right? But if he stopped him at that peak, we argued this is what he would have did. But in reality,
What changed?
it doesn't matter.
Does matter.
It doesn't.
It does.
It can't.
It has to.
Because this is real life.
No, because 34 to 24, you got to say what happened. Did he
Life-
change teams? Did the offense
Sure,
change?
yes.
It could anything could.
Yes,
just like with
perfect.
James Harden.
So-
James Harden went from this to this to this to
this
all
is
of
it.
a sudden.
That is James
That's
Harden.
James.
Yes.
So I'm thinking you're talking about T-Mac.
No,
So
this
it's
is James.
So how does James stay in there?
No, because this is still his stats. So when you talk about T-Mac and he get injured, and this is what happened. I can't give you anything more. I got to give you what he gave us. I can't pretend that this would have been his stats. We don't know that. So you can only go what you have.
What? So you just said
I can't mock.
you just said James got all these good, and if you stop it here,
If you stop it at
went down 10 points.
Yes.
That's like the per 48 shit.
I can't give you a yes.
It's what you asked before is per
48. You're asking for per 48.
Yeah.
So T-Max numbers is what T-Max numbers is. We don't give you.
Why I don't go by numbers. You go by the talent. The talent is T-Mac. What we seen at this guy do for the league, for the game.
At a short period of time.
Bro,
yes.
He was, even if his numbers don't continue, he's top 5.
So if I'm gonna argue with you, so if we're gonna debate that, I'm gonna put defense in the category, and I'm going with D-Wade because his defense was better than Mac.
I still think Mac is a better player.
When he was there, yeah. We can only
if I'm picking my 5 to go out there on the court, D-Wade's coming off the bench. T-Mac is starting. Period.
But just like what you have to do, what you have to do is because he got hurt and the way his career ended, you're gonna have to stay in a certain time frame. You can't use his career now. You got to say the T-Mac in this year.
I don't have to do that at all. I'm just gonna say T-Mac. T-Mac.
For his overall body of work,
T-Mac.
though.
T-Mac is T-Mac. Because when you're a hooper, even though you age and your knees might get, you still a hooper. You still got that J work. You might not be able to move the way you move. You still T-Mac. We know what T-Mac can do.
Well, that's why our conversations are different probably than the masses, because you've actually seen these people, seen what they're capable of at their peak. But really, Gil, I think what you're saying is it depends on how long that peak actually lasts.
Yeah, because I guarded him.
Yeah, so I scored 62 against me. Right, so I mean, I know who the motherfucker is.
62.
He gave us 62.
Damn.
And it was not even it wasn't.
I was about to say, ain't even close. We had a home and home, and he had 74 in 2 games. He gave y'all 62.
He had 62. He had 62.
Yeah.
Missed like 9, 10 free throws. It wasn't even one of those like, oh yeah, he's killing us. You just look up like, damn, he got 62. Damn, he should have had 70 easy, right? If he was on fire, 80 for sure. But it was a mediocre, regular ass 62. Yeah. It wasn't even one of those. The nigga was balling.
It didn't look like.
It didn't even look like. It wasn't one of those like, man, we got to stop him. Like, he was just bucket in, mid-hit, bucket. It was I know.
But you even saying that a 62, it wasn't even. I was like, oh, that's
how
good
he was. Melo scored 6 in the guard. Like he was torching him.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah,
it wasn't like he was.
It wasn't one of those where like, damn, this nigga out here killing us, y'all. Right? It was just one of those. Came down, hit a couple shots for 10 hit free throw. Like, damn, this nigga missing all his free throw, keeping us in the game. And then when you look at the stats, like, y'all know he should have had 77 against us, right? He should have had 77. If you look at the game, you're gonna be like, yeah, he should have had 70 against y'all. Easy work. That's how easy it looked. But it's still the record. Like D Rose, right? If we stop D Rose at his MVP year, right? People will argue that he could have been one of the greatest players of all time and this and that. Yes, we could, but reality is reality still. He came back, he played, he fought injury, he played, he fought injury. He didn't get to have the Hall of Fame resume that his talent was. But
he has the Hall of Fame.
It was saying the same thing.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. His talent is Hall of Fame talent.
So let me do this then. You don't get hurt.
Yeah, But
your ability is your ability. So I can put you in the top 10, top 5 point guards based on what you showed me. I can put you there and say, hey man, if K don't have 2 microfractures, what? 6-time All-Star, 10-time All-Star. He's giving these niggas work. He's doing more shit but it's a hypothetical based on stats and numbers, not on talent, not on potential. Because we've seen the potential and we know this guy did what he did. 29, 30. We can't take away that trajectory was going this route. So we're going to keep it at the 29, 29, 30.
do that.
But I'm going to say these 3 years that I know of this guy, I'm putting him in there based on his 3 years.
I understand what you're saying. I do.
I get-
really do.
yeah.
I get it. But when you have somebody else to compare that to, right? And it's for a longer period of time. It's just a tough sell.
But how? When I could say this, the short period of time of this guy is still better than the long period.
But no, because we have to. You have to have a career. We have to see the greats of you, the falls of you, the bounce back. That's what makes the greats. You can't have a top and then say, okay, in music, right? It's hard for me, and y'all, they named the album the #1 album ever, right? Lauryn Hill. When someone says, all right, Lauryn Hill's resume as an artist, yes, her CD itself, a masterpiece. My question is, what's the next one? See, if there's no next one, it's false for me.
Why?
Because you scored 100 points game one and you quit or back out and don't play another game. So now your resume gets to sit at 100. There's 81 more games. I gotta see where you finished at. What does the rest of the season look
You do get
like?
to see where I finished.
Because
I retired at this my season.
That's not your season.
I won
game.
5 MVPs this one season, and I said, you know what? I don't want to play no more. The competition is not up to par.
No, but I gotta gauge you against someone who played 15 years.
Even you gauging me against those 15, it's unanimous that I'm still #1.
No, that one game is #1.
No, it's unanimous. They unanimously still picked her out of looking at everybody else's body of work. Looking at everybody else.
No,
y'all been doing all this shit.
No.
Who's still #1?
The album is #1, not the resume. Right?
But that wasn't the question. Who has the #1 resume of all time?
No, because
it's the #1 album of all time.
Album.
So you're only going on the reference of album, not resume.
Because you can't go resume.
She don't need it. Because you don't need
what I'm saying
to.
is, to be great, you have to be great for a long period of time.
Don't.
So when we say who's the greatest of something, you can't raise your hand and say, hey, I scored 100 points in one game. They're like, oh, cool. What'd you average for the season? 100. You said one game, right? Yeah. What happened to the rest?
Wilt Chamberlain is a perfect example.
No, he played games after that.
But after that, he didn't do what he was doing in the beginning.
Exactly.
But he's still considered great.
No. Think about what you just said.
Still
He
Wilt.
scored 100.
We're not saying Mac not great. We're not saying that.
I'm saying his body of work is still greater than everybody else who played.
But the thing is, when you mention Wilt, he's never really at the top of those lists for some reason, despite averaging 50 and 23 and whatever.
But what I'm saying is,
because if he was to say stats, he would.
no. But what I'm saying is, you have to be able to it's like I'm scoring 100, but I'm scared to play in the next game because I'm scared for this number to go down. Like that's not
But
how you're
that's
supposed
not
to
the case,
play it.
though.
You're supposed
That's
to be.
how you're seeing it. That's
No,
not how she did it. That's
I don't
not-
know. No, I'm just
that's
giving you
not-
an example.
that's
Like
what I'm
when
saying.
we're talking about, so when people say one of the greatest artists of all time, right? And so we got Nicki Minaj, this, and she gets to go up. We can only compare this one thing versus everybody's resume, and that's unfair to her and unfair to everyone else because everyone else got to go great. They got flop albums. They got the bounce back from the flop albums. They had a dud, then they came back. They had to ride the roller coaster. That's the only way we can tell if you're built. You have to ride the coaster.
But look, Nicki and all of the rest of y'all, which album are you gonna put up that you did against this one?
My career. My one
Even your career is not better than this one
My one
album.
album, yes, I didn't have one album that was this great.
So then that settles.
But I have a second, third,
It's
fourth,
not- it doesn't
fifth,
add up to
sixth,
this.
7, 8.
Even you putting them
I have
together. You
what
can
I'm
put them
saying is-
together. It
what
doesn't
I'm
add
saying
up.
is, yes, you had a perfect game, right? You had a perfect game. You went for 50. My first album went for 35. The next night I came and scored 40. What did you do the next night?
I have the record.
What did you do the next
I have the record.
What did you
I'm
do the
LeBron
next
James
night?
with the record.
No.
Until you get 40,000,
What did you do?
You can't talk to
What
me.
I'm saying is, what did you do the next night? The next night.
I
the
watched
next
you
night.
try to beat me. I watched you try to beat me.
But what I'm saying is, I failed and came back to become something. Right? That is the point of it. I can't be a boxer and go 1-0 and then say, yeah, I knocked him out. I knocked him out and then I'm done.
But
I'm the best boxer ever to box. You can't
go,
do that.
You can go 50-0 and do that.
Yes, 50.
You know what? But there was a guy who went 173-0. But he's not considered.
Think about what you're saying. 50,
but I'm talking about Floyd compared to
50-0.
I think it was it Duran? One of them. I think it was Roberto Duran. Had a certain amount of victories with no losses, and then Floyd will say 50-0 would be considered the best ever because it hasn't been done on record since then. But it doesn't add up to that because we don't consider that to be the best.
50-0. We're talking about one-offs. If someone right now beats Floyd Mayweather and beats him,
but he stopped
and go 1-0, he can't say he's the best boxer of all time.
But he stopped at 50-0 because he didn't fight the guys who could potentially beat him. Just like Lauryn Hill. If I'm going to stop at this,
ducking in his sport.
I'm going to stop at this. This is going to be me stopping. Y'all got to beat this 5-star album to even consider to be next to me. Until then, we don't have the conversation.
Again, you're using someone.
Guy at number 2.
You're saying someone who has a.
What is his record?
You're saying.
What is his? Is he at 4.5 stars? If it has to be 5 stars.
No, what I'm saying is someone has a career.
Really?
Yeah.
You're saying like. Floyd boxed. He had to fight careers, almost getting beat, that it happened.
Yes.
These people have careers. You can't minimize someone's full body of work off of this moment in time. You can't do that.
Yes, you can.
You can.
You do it all the time.
No, because if everyone stops at their peak, then we can't tell if they were meant to fall or not fall. If we stop LeBron James after he won his second championship in Miami, we don't even know he lasts this long.
He's LeBron James.
But we don't know what I'm saying.
But we still know. LeBron James for the first 8 years is LeBron James.
Okay.
That's what we do know.
But this is the same person the media said was washed in 2014. They did not see 10 years more. This is 10 more years. This is what makes the person. When Jordan came back, no one expected the man at 39 and 40 to do what he did. You have to be able to have long periods of stuff. That's the only way it works. Just like a fucking YouTuber or these guys on media. They have that viral moment, right? They get all these views. A year later, you don't even know who they are because to be famous, you have to sustain your ability to be famous. That's what makes Will Smith great. That's what makes Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman. It's the body of work. I guarantee you, if we can find a one-off guy who won Emmys and all that for 1 year and you don't see him no more, he can't say he's the greatest movie star of all.
Where do we hear from Lauryn Hill first?
Fugees.
Right? So
The Fugees.
So the Fugees came out, right? Right.
Ooh, la, la, la.
That put them on the map. Then she did Sister Act, and then she released her body of work, right? So let's think about a name like this. Do you know this name? Lim Bias?
Yes.
Right. That guy, right? That guy, when he was at Maryland, we knew what route or trajectory he was headed towards. Right? And there was another guy in college at the same time as him that didn't hold a candle to him, that ended up being one of the, if not the greatest of all time.
Did he go to
Michael
North
Jordan,
Carolina?
right? So Lim Bias goes to a different team, does an overdose, blah, blah, blah. Hypothetical, He doesn't have a body of work for us to even consider. He doesn't even have that moment in time for us to consider. So we can't even put him in the conversation.
He's not in no conversation.
Right. So when you look at Lauryn Hill and you say Lauryn Hill has not only the body of work from this moment, because she won 5 Grammys up against these albums in this moment of time, there hasn't been a moment of time since to surpass her. And that's the point. So in the moment of time, when you look at Michael Jordan's record of 6-0 in the finals,
6-0.
we haven't seen a moment in time that can surpass that.
You can't keep using people who's done it multiple times.
But it ain't all throughout their career, though.
So Lauren,
that's a moment in time for Mike. That
no,
wasn't
that's
the 16
years.
year. It wasn't 16. He's not 16-0.
There's an 86 and 86 and 87 year, right? He didn't stop there.
But he wasn't.
He didn't stop there. He
lost
kept
to the Celtics.
It was 86, 87 was considered the greatest year in sports history for an individual. He did not stop there.
He lost to the Celtics.
But he did not stop as an individual there because the career wasn't done.
But we only look at Mike from 6-0. We're looking at the wins, the championships. It's like, the greatness of Mike.
He defended his title, right? He defended his title multiple times, right? Correct, right?
6 times.
6 times. What I'm saying is you have the greatest album then and still to today.
I don't have to defend it.
Did you, the album by itself, boom. How about the career? How about who's better?
Don't
right?
have to
So
have
when you have 5 from one CD, yes. But I got to compare you to someone who's did it 15, 20 years, and she has 20 or 16 or 15.
She doesn't have 5 for 1.
It don't matter.
It does. That's what makes her the great. That's what makes it number 1.
How that might be, you might have, what I'm saying is, we don't know the possibility of your career. That might have been the only CD, that might be the only great because we don't know what a CD 2 is or 3 or this and this, right?
That's
because
the point.
we don't. That is the point I'm trying to say.
It's not enough.
It's
not
plenty.
enough.
Because no one can duplicate it. You can't beat it.
But before we move on, I got 3 things.
It's a record.
I can't. It's a record for this.
For the category we're talking about.
How about
Best album of all time.
Now,
beat that.
Now, who is the best rapper of all time? Female. Can you put her in that category?
No.
Okay.
Because album of all time, it doesn't say female album of all time.
I'm saying, no, not female. Who is the best female rapper of all time?
I don't know the debate for that. It could be Lil' Kim, Nicki Minaj. It could be Missy Elliott. It could be a lot of different.
Could it be her, though?
Who, Lauryn Hill?
Yeah.
No, because it wasn't a rap album.
Okay. What album was it? What is it considered?
R&B.
Okay, let's put her in R&B. Will she be considered the best R&B singer, female singer of all time?
Yes.
No, she would not.
All right, before we move on, 3 things for you, gentlemen. First, Will Chamberlain, who I brought up earlier, averaged 50 points, 26 rebounds, finished second in MVP voting that week. To Bill Russell, who averaged 19 points and 23 rebounds.
And who probably shot 39% from the field.
That's 1. 2,
That is just a crazy thing.
But this is like
What I'm saying is just the thought of it, and it's just a thought of because we've played the game and we see the game and we see the attributes and we've seen the plays, and when people say Bill Russell, it should be considered top 5, it irks me that this guy was one of the tallest players that played then. One, probably, besides Wilt, probably the second most athletic player in the game, right? And Curry from 3 and half court, whatever the fuck Curry shoots from, damn near has the same shooting percentage that you have.
And he was right under the basket.
And you're under the basket. That just boggles me to like, come on, what are we talking about here? George Mike and
the Mike and drill. But that's why it was the Mike and drill, because he was trash as shit.
Shot 40% from layups.
He couldn't do his own drill.
What are we even talking about here? You shot 40% from layups.
That's why he made a drill to try to get his shit right.
And that's why it just like when I look at it, it's like, man, listen, I don't want to talk about these guys because they did pave a way, but please, let's get this stopped, right? There's no three-point line. It was late. Like the rim's here, just here, like just here, like just lay it right here. Everybody,
do it again.
Everybody's right here. Just lay it. Like what do you like? We can only imagine to shoot 40%, being the biggest dude on the court, has us looking at like 9-year-old basketball, right? Right? You're just out there what? Because there's no way we can like.
Or exactly how that shit looks.
Like I'm like we know what Rudy looks like, and we be like, yeah, he probably might miss this. He probably, and he's at 67%. So we're like, wait a minute here. So what the fuck was you out here doing on the layup line?
Not dunking that bitch. You know he wasn't dunking it.
Ah, shit. Let me get the rebound.
You throwing that bitch, shooting that bitch. Nigga, he ain't even looking at the rim.
Like, you just get it up. Like,
That's why he made the Mikey drill. We just went about it the wrong way. We thought,
just work on it. It was
I was like, get your nasty ass in here and work on these layups. So, but we asked the chat, will James Harden be remembered as a winner? We have more than 5,000 votes. 73% said no, but we do know our chat is full of haters. We also asked the chat, though, they redeemed themselves as Harden, the top 5 shooting guard. 54% said yes. And Gil, our producer wants you to know that Bill Russell, 44% lifetime field goal percentage.
Curry's 42.
43% in his MVP years. I get it. And that may sound good. That may sound good to people at home, but
no, you didn't hear I said Curry shoots around the same. One shooting at 44, one is shooting at 42.
That's my point, Gil. That may sound like, oh, it's not that bad until you factor in the fact that it was a lot of stuff. Right?
What is Steph shooting for 2 from his career?
50-something.
That's that.
If somebody today, with all the athletes in the world, as a big man, shot 44% from the field,
Daniel Gafford,
you're not on the court.
Steph Curry, 52% on twos in his career.
52% on twos.
Bill Russell.
Think about if a big man shot 44% from the field, from 2-pointers, and that's all you did. What you wouldn't even get on the court, dog.
Wait a minute.
No.
Wait a minute. Now let's think about this for a second.
And
please.
The 40% you're talking about with these big guys, there's a bunch of big guys down there, right?
In today's game, yeah.
Today's game, yeah. Not with fucking Bill Russell.
That's what I'm saying. Now, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what makes it even worse.
Shot 44%. No, that's horrible. Dude, you jump and drop that bitch in there.
Like, there's no him and Wilt Chamberlain were just they were the Wemby and.
So if it's just
if it's
just them two, right, and they're shooting, I don't know the attempts.
No.
Bill Russell. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they shot a lot of twos.
That's all they have.
He on average 19 points though.
Right, there you go. So if he's
only 9.
If he's missing a lot of joints and he's not taking a lot of joints.
No, he's taking a lot of joints.
We don't know. That's what I'm saying. But there's Steph Curry, 52, and he's not taking a lot of twos. He's taking more threes than he is twos. His percentage is going to be his percentage based on the fact that he's not shooting a lot of them.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, so you got Wilt Chamberlain, 72% from the field a season, 64, 54, 56, 58, 59, 68. Those
are centers shooting percentages.
But that's because he's averaging a high clip points per game.
Points are
going to
but if you give him less shots,
you give him less shots.
If you give him less shots, your percentage should be fucking higher.
In theory, it should be better percentage.
But if you're Bill Russell, you're only at 19, right? And most of your 2-pointers are coming from putbacks. And you're missing them putbacks to get them rebounds back.
This dude's averaging
16 shots around the basket, you make 6.
There you go. There you go. 6 for 16.
This dude's averaging 50.
6 for 16.
This dude's averaging 50. This dude's averaging 19.
There's no one that blocks him.
It was a good 19. All right, but let's keep this thing moving.
Hold on, I gotta hear what else again.
They don't. What's so funny is because of back then, like, see, now I gotta watch the game because when you're talking about 24 rebounds, I want to see how many was offensive.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
So
What I just
now
said.
think about-
He averaging 19 and he going 6 for 16. He's missing a lot of
grabbing those
and,
fish.
and he's going back up. He's missing and he's going back
now
up.
think about how that
Missing,
looks. But everybody.
Joker shit. That's like Joker shit.
Everybody's here, dog. This ain't like Joker. Like it's here, dog. It's
So let's keep this thing moving.
shit. Dennis Rodman shot 52%. Dennis Rodman.
Julio says
Julio says our
Dennis Rodman.
89, 89 0-1 started, 87 0 before first draw.
Dennis Rodman.
But let's keep this thing moving. We got a lot more to get into. So before joining forces with Luka to create one of the most dangerous duos in the league, Kyrie and LeBron were doing their thing in Cleveland, leading the Cavs to the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history to dethrone the 73-9 Golden State Warriors, in case you guys forgot. So on a recent episode of his Mind the Game podcast, Bron had this to say about Kyrie.
Listen, I will call Kyrie the wizard.
Who left?
All the time. Like, all the time. Like, there was nothing on the basketball floor that Kyrie couldn't do. And sitting here watching it, you know, I'm playing like so fucking happy and so proud and to watch him and continue his growth and whatever the case may be. And at the same time, I'm so fucking mad at the same time that I am not his running mate anymore. So I'm like, I just remember those times. And back to what you were saying, JJ, like to have a guy like Kyrie Irving as the ultimate wild card, that's like having that's like having a draw four in your hand every time someone deals you cards in Uno. He's the most gifted player the NBA has ever seen.
So let's talk about a few things. First, Gil, are you cool with JJ Redick's court placement?
He changed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He
fixed it.
He took notes. So yes, obviously, Bron and Kyrie together in Cleveland. Kyrie dips. I think in a recent interview, he said he didn't get the chance to tell Bron before he dipped, but the way things were shaking out, he needed to get out of there. So they didn't speak for a long time, have since reconciled, been trying to get each other to come play with each other. Bron tried to get the Lakers to make some moves for him. I think they had some issue with giving Kyrie a 4-year extension. Kai tried to get Bron to come to the Mavs. Obviously, Bron was still under contract, not feeling it. But let's go back to the point of that particular soundbite. Bron saying that Kyrie is the most gifted player the league has ever seen. So do you guys agree with LeBron that Kyrie is the most gifted player the league has ever seen?
No.
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 He's putting extras on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Very gifted, though.
He's very gifted. Absolutely.
Very gifted offensive player.
Yeah, but Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Having exceptional talent and natural ability.
Yeah.
So, because we just talked about Wilt.
Hold on.
There's only one
No.
guy. There's only one guy is the most skilled guy that we've ever seen.
He didn't say
Skilled,
skilled.
he said gifted.
He didn't say
Oh,
skilled.
he said gifted.
That's why I'm sitting.
The most gifted guy we've ever seen is Victor Wembanyama.
Already. Wemby already the
We've
most
never
gifted?
seen anything like that.
True.
With the gifts that he has.
See?
7'4", block, pass, dribble, shoot. Man, get the fuck out of here. What y'all watching?
Ken, you said Michael Jeffrey Jordan, in your opinion, most gifted. Any Bob Cousy takers on the couch?
No, okay, so by the
wrong hand, Joe.
No, by the
Wrong hand, Joe. Definitely wrong hand, Joe. Yeah, please go with that one.
And the reason
you got to spin this way.
The reason I wanted to Google the meaning is because just like anything with generational people don't really understand the concept of some of the stuff. So, you know, when you think gifted, you're probably, there's a few definitions. One is just your natural ability, right? Just what is naturally in you, right? You know, it's no different than, IQ. It's just you yourself. You can just process things a lot faster than everyone else. And gifted can be a form of art on how someone paints a picture. So when you're talking about that type of You're talking about probably like a Jason Kidd when it comes to like that. Then you break it down because Curry can be gifted in shooting, passing, Magic, and
yeah, he's the most gifted shooter we've ever seen.
Yeah,
Magic's the most gifted passer we've seen.
Yeah, when him or Pistol Pete.
Jason Williams.
That's gifted in so there's
But it's just
overall gift.
Yeah, we ain't seen nothing like women before, but I'm.
But women, women
he
would
just
go
got in, but I'm just.
He would go what? His natural gift ability. He can be the most gifted that we've ever
open that
seen.
gift and you see that motherfucker pop out.
So that's what
you let that motherfucker run around on it. You be like, yo, what the fuck is this? Kyrie, you look at Kyrie, you say, all right, what is it that Kyrie's actually gifted in? In reality, ball handling. If you take his
finishing at the hoop.
listen, hear me out. Hear me out. Take away his ball handling.
I think it's finishing.
Okay.
Take away.
Okay.
We're gonna say, all right, Kyrie is a standard Jose Calderon ball handler.
Okay.
What is it that makes him special after that?
This is finishes with the
Finishes.
Okay.
You take that
Now,
away.
Curry, take away his shooting ability.
Hey,
What makes him special?
he can finish. He can finish as well.
What makes him special?
That's why. That's why
I can answer that.
I went with.
What makes him special is if you take away his shooting ability, movement,
Without the ball.
and his conditioning.
Yes. So that's Richard Hamilton and Reggie Miller. Where he got it from? Kyrie Irving?
I
Take away his ball handling, you say, all right, he finishes like who? Rod Strickland?
better.
It's better than Rod Strickland? Was Rod Strickland considered one of the better finishers in the history? So it's like, you're a 2.0 version of Rod, but if you don't got that ball handling, what are we saying?
No. See, that's a problem because when we're talking about someone like Kai, like I can see where LeBron's going. Basic basketball casuals think there's this thing called 3-level scoring, right? I score from the 3, layup and mid-range. You got to factor in there's these phenomenons that have this thing called ISO work, post-up work, floating work, right? And you can say there's 5 levels of scoring, and he's probably in history probably the only one who can check off a lot of those boxes besides Larry Bird, right? Yeah, he didn't have the 3-point line but we know he was a 3-point shooter. He was a mid-range shooter. He was a post-up guy, float around the rim. So there's only a few players in history that can score from everywhere on the court, but can get his shots off in different ways, right hand, left hand, so
And only one of them had this other thing that if all that shit else failed, that shit that you named, I can jump the fuck over you.
Oh, with Michael? See, but Michael was more. But Michael was
all that shit you just named, and then.
But see, that's what I said.
I can jump the fuck over.
But Michael was physically more gifted. I can't argue that he's not when you think about just the totality of the concept of everything he actually can do on that court. You cut off his 3-point shot, he can still kill the hell out of you. You say, all right, you got to play without any dribbles, he can still kill out of you. You say only work in the post, he can kill the hell out of you, right? Only mid-range, he can kill the hell out of you. So he's only one of the rare few who's tapped into all of his scoring options on the basketball.
Would you put KD in that combo?
Yeah.
Where's Vince?
Vince most talented.
Okay, now
talented.
Okay,
so
now
therefore it's a different.
When you said Michael Jeffrey Jordan, I thought Vince Carter.
As the most gifted person?
Gifted? Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. As the most gifted human being now why you think I always say he didn't tap into his potential
because he had a gift.
Because you had your generational talent that you was blessed with.
Yeah.
But people think that's a slight, though. People think that you're saying something negative when the reality is.
Like we don't know. Like
as great as your career was, it could have been so much higher with everything that you had.
Yeah, with everything that you had, right? This is like your father giving you $1 billion, and then 10 years later, you saying, I got 3.
Yeah, and you don't have 23.
And then someone got $1, and he's a billionaire. Like, dude, he's more valuable, dog. You had a head start on everyone in the world, dog, and
you lost.
This is what you finished with?
Yeah.
Okay, cool for your ego, but the dude who worked his ass off is in the same room as you.
He didn't have to
right. So when you call in like Steph, like, I don't want to call Steph a generational because his work ethic is what made him special. Him running them sand dunes in Dubai on vacation is what makes him special. He wasn't naturally gifted with a cheat code.
Yeah.
He had to create one. That's the difference.
But even that, I've seen the reactions now.
Everybody.
It's like, you hate no Steph, you hate no Steph.
They don't understand the concept. Like people didn't even understand it. It was like, like AI, because I argued for AI last night, right?
He's
not realizing I said Steph is part of my top 10, AI's not.
Yeah.
They didn't even realize I said Steph is in my top 10,
No.
AI's not in my top 10. But because he said AI ain't that good, like, wait, hold on, now I got to defend him, right?
But you also said Steph never got quadruple teamed. And there was tons of video evidence that was presented.
Yeah, that's cool and all. That's cool and all.
That's cool.
That's cool and all, but to me, it's like
I'm gonna argue on both sides of it.
when you have an expectation, man. That's what I look at. The expectation. Like he's saying, Steph had to work and get to that point where his talent was shown through the hard work. When you have an expectation to be something, out the gate, Bron had an expectation. Certain people, when you get drafted, expectation. We seen you do this when you was 8 years old.
Yep.
We're expecting you, Zion Williamson, to come in here and be that guy. LaMelo Ball, you have an expectation. You didn't go to college. You went all of these different places because we knew you was going to be this guy. That's what I think when it comes to, the gift. When you got the gift.
And like, I'll keep bringing up Wilt, but I'm just...
See, like Wilt, right? And that's when I look at his numbers, I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna look at his, and then I'm gonna look at all other black dudes in the, because we're just gonna go stereotypical. Most likely the black guys is the most athletic in the league. Let me read off how all the black dudes plays. Okay, this motherfucker averaged triple-double. This motherfucker averaged 38-14. Okay, Wilt, 50-50-50.
I'll read
this black dude. Okay,
Will's rookie year
you
stats.
tripping. You tripping, dog.
Will's rookie year stats: 38 points, 27 rebounds.
See, now
MVP, rookie of the year.
But that's what I'm saying.
But just
he with his physical gift, he maximized what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But
would you say the same for Kyrie though?
No, all that is work ethic. That is work ethic. He had to work on
left hand since he's been 13 years.
Yeah, he had to work on
But
this.
just even the game winner he hit, I just wanted to try.
That's what I'm saying. He had to work on this gift. Like Kobe, when I said, I watched him take 500 left hand jumpers, didn't shoot none of them that game, but I seen him work on it. He wasn't, it's not something he inherited. He had to earn it. Like Steph had to earn this ability. And that's why I said, when did you consider Steph a generational player? When I ask people. And they say, well, when he did, okay, that's the problem right there. When he did this. So I say, okay, cool. So when he became the best shooter in the world, so that means he had to beat someone. So he beat Reggie and Ray. Were they generational? No. Okay, so he beat 2 non-generational people to become generational. Okay, however that works. Then I say, okay, is Trae Young generational? The first answer is what? No. Okay, so if he then now wins 4 straight championships, 2 MVPs, and then breaks all Steph records, is he generational? Yes. That's the problem. Yeah, accolades can't make or break if you are a generational thing. But there's also gifted in work ethic. It's two different things.
People are afraid to have the tough conversations. That's what I'm finding out on social media. Is when you have a tough conversation that's going to put the guy that you love the most in a tough spot based on where you put him, and now everyone's now questioning where you put him based on the fact that you love him this much, and we dissect him, right? Now we're hating because now we have to dissect the tough conversation.
Yeah.
The tough conversation is what's gifted, what's most skilled. Are we talking about offense? We're talking about ball handling. Are we talking about three-way, five-way scoring? What are we talking about? Because when you look at all the other gifted players that's ever come down the pipeline of the NBA, you have to now put Kyrie next to these guys. And when you look at the defensive side of the game, is Kyrie considered gifted at all in any aspect?
And do you bring all of those together?
It depends
when you're
on
saying the most gifted player.
It depends on what LeBron is saying.
Or are you saying the most gifted offensive player?
What's the context? Because when you say it the way you're saying it, I'm thinking two-way player. I'm thinking three-way player. Is Kyrie that? I've always said the most gifted offensive ball handlers / finishers. Even then, it's top 2, top 3, because I still think AI is up there. And I think that Kyrie did what Kobe did for Mike. He took the game, elevated it from where AI had it. AI had it. We consider AI. We ain't never seen nothing like this. And then here come Kyrie. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, shit, this nigga's a better version of AI. Same with Mike. We ain't never seen nobody do this shit like Mike do it. So now here we go. But nobody wanted to have the tough conversation because we hating. Oh man, you niggas is hating.
Like even the Kobe comparison to Mike. The tough conversation then becomes when we say we've never seen anybody like Mike, and we never will, and we throw Kobe in there. The real conversation is this. No, we've never seen anything like Mike. Kobe was nothing like Mike. The only things that Kobe resembled from Mike was Mike's second three-peat. Kobe was not even capable to compare 84 Mike, 85 Mike, 86, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. That wasn't
all
that
facts.
Jordan
All facts.
was not even capable of being reached. So
All facts.
when people say he's a carbon copy of Michael Jordan, please just say the old nigga when he was on his three-peat run, because if you think about the second three-peat, if you think about putting him against the 80 Michael Jordan, it wouldn't be no competition with that man, because the man was physically moving a better engine. To the day that we have new athletes with new technology that still hasn't beat his jumping. Right? We got the new dudes that's jumping. They still hasn't matched what this man was capable of then. So when we say he reminds us of Mike, you just say the dude who came back after baseball, and he was playing back to the basket with the fadeaways and the footstep, that one. Because the one who created that logo is not even in the same breath. Even number 8 Kobe.
Yeah.
Number 8 Kobe wasn't even compared to Mike.
No,
that was Kobe Bryant.
I was about to say that.
That was Kobe Bryant. That was a whole different dude.
He had his own identity.
Yes.
It was him. And I always have that conversation. I'm like, yo, y'all didn't start comparing Kobe till after Shaq was really gone. Maybe in that 2002 year, where it was like, yo, this feels like Michael. And then it's because the triangle. It's why it can mimic and feel the same way as Mike, because they're running the same offense. But like you said, same shot. You got to mimic it. It looks the same, right? Because now Phil is telling Kobe, this is how Mike did it. You should do it like this. And now you got to look at the film and he got to do it.
Where Mike got his shots at.
Yeah.
This is where you can be successful at too.
But that 88 Mike, that Mike, you can't mimic that black nigga.
With the black cat?
What? What?
Man, that man different.
So that we can argue about who's the gifted, right? I mean, LeBron, people will put you as a gifted person. So the fact that you can see the gift in Kyrie is on his own.
Would you consider LeBron gifted?
Yeah, he's a physical specimen.
But we're even about the IQ side of what you guys talk a lot about.
Right, that's a gift, right? Like
remembering plays, being able to flip
like when
plays.
I used to. I remember when I came to you guys' playoff series. I think this was 03-04 season. Right, you guys had home court, right? And I went to the first round. And watching just kid, some of the stuff he was doing. It's like, what are you looking at? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, that's why I said sometimes I want to jump. Like, how did you see that? What made you? You see he has the inside guy, but you can't throw it here, but you know to throw it right at the right angle for it hit the rubber to come right in front of his lap. How did you see that? How did you think of that, right? Right? That's gifted.
So we can't say Wemby's gifted without saying LeBron is gifted because LeBron was the first gift that we really seen at that size.
But that's just that it's physical. But that's just that it's physical. Like there's so many gifts.
What you can do,
fast, jumping that high.
Yeah, what you could do with that body. Like the gift is not the body. The gift is not the speed or the strength. It's the know-how, what to do with this body and how to do it. That's what Wemby. Wemby's 7'4". All right, there's been a few 7'4". George Murison, motherfucking Manute Bol.
Talking Manute,
right?
yeah.
They didn't have what you needed to translate into ultra. Yao Ming, right?
And that's why I asked if they're generational. You tell me Manute Bol had the gifts to be generational just from the natural ability.
No, he didn't know what to do with the body. Wemby now was like, oh, I'm gonna work on this stuff because with this body, I have the tangibles because I just came out this way.
No, the game, he's forced to have to do those things in order to be where he is.
Be a part of the game.
Yeah, he got to inherit something.
He has to, like, his height is his height, right? If he was, just say if he was younger, right? I mean, older. If he was he would have been a back to the basket guy.
Back to the back. Yeah,
That's what it would have been.
Yeah.
The game has forced him to have to be able to face the basket and be able to handle it.
tap into
So what he's seeing.
So now it's that. So yeah, you can't teach. I agree with both of them, but it's size, it's ability, it's strength, it's speed, it's all of those natural things that when you step in the door with.
You're stepping in the door with. Yes.
Like I tell people, you came out the womb with it, right? This is something that you were born with, right? Like I was having a conversation with a guy at the party the other day. He was asking me about my jumping ability, and I was like. He asked me if I ever worked on anything, like, what did you, because he asked me about KJ, he said, what KJ, man, what you had your son doing it up? Nothing.
Born.
Yeah. And that's what I said. He said, huh? I said, he was born that way. He said, so what did you do to get, I'm like, I was born that way. Like, so you never did any I said, no, when I got to college, I got stronger, I became more powerful, but natural ability, no, I was always here, like, so it's that, right? But I look at LeBron. I look at a Shaquille O'Neal. I look at a Wemby. I look at.
See, people can't understand. I don't think people can understand when I said, okay, before there's rewards, right? When I said, Tiger Woods and all these guys was already identified as special beings before they became a professional, right? When the draft comes, right? Those first couple picks, they're looking for the person that they think is walking in with a special gift. So when you say Joker, if they thought Joker was a generational, there's no way he goes in a second round.
Facts.
They don't give a fuck about if he was considered generational from an early age, it's being picked, right? When Mark Cuban, when they did all their studying, and they're like, whoa. He's borderline generational with his height, how he moved. We're picking him. They were going to do anything to get that man. And obviously, his algorithm was right. You know who is considered a generational person? Chris Humphries.
16.
Yeah, coming out, but
20 and 10 guy.
No. Right? Now think about his size, his body, right? He was a generational talent as a swimmer. 10-year-old phenom set a world record, and it wasn't broken to 20 years. I know you're gonna go 20 years later.
I'm curious.
He was the Michael Phelps, not Michael.
Hey,
Phelps.
he beat Phelps and Lochte back in the day.
Yes, yeah. And decided, I want to play basketball.
Yeah.
Right? So lungs, arm length, everything. He was the Michael Jordan or whatever of the pool. And didn't get into that realm and went somewhere else. But his gifts of who he was good enough to make the NBA. That's what generational talent is. You can take some of these people and say, you're supposed to be an NBA player, let's put you in baseball, and it translates, and he becomes a professional baseball player. Yeah. Like Deion Sanders. Generational. Right? Bo Jackson. That's what generational is. It doesn't have nothing to do with the accolades. No. When you get there, it's before.
Bo Jackson played in the NFL as a hobby.
Yeah.
I don't think people understood what I just said. He played in the National Football League as a hobby. He's a baseball player.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing to do right now. Yeah, you know what? I'll go back and play with y'all. I told the team not to draft. Right? I told the Bucks not to draft him. Mm-hmm. I ain't coming, y'all draft me. You know what? I just go play baseball full time. Y'all need to run.
You need a running back?
No. They traded an all-pro.
For him?
Got rid of Marcus Allen.
Right.
Because he... So, now that's generational. And gifted in...
Yeah, I'm going to throw another name a lot of people don't know, but Dave Winfield. Basketball, football, baseball, drafted by 4 different leagues.
This is gonna be crazy too.
Yankees.
Okay, I was Googling, right? Like before they said Danny Ainge was he a 3-sport All-American, right?
Was it football, basketball,
baseball? I think.
Nigga,
like
Jim Brown.
Yeah, Jim Brown. Like
cross legend. No.
But that's why I said it's more of that. If they say take away, we put these guys take away whatever they're good at, and say, all right, we're gonna play this unknown sport. Now pick your players, right? You're going with okay, the physical, like you're gonna go with who looks like the motherfucker that's sitting on their tippy toes, like okay, he got some bounce in the body. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So Danny Ainge, only high school athlete ever named first team All-American in football, basketball, and baseball. Don't know if that's been broken since, but
yeah, it's like back in the day, right? When they go into war, line everybody up. You're like, shit. I'm definitely taking you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go like it's that, right? So that's what it's like. This is what this is, right? This is like we're going to war. So I want the biggest attributes I can see, like the physical shit that I can see, who I think gonna help me out in these moments, and that's what sports is.
Yeah, that's
right.
So bringing it back to
Aaron
Kyrie.
Judge.
Yeah.
Bringing it.
Like, you can't fucking teach that. Right? Like, you can't teach 6, 7, like being able to hit that ball. Like, you can't teach it.
But you can look at it and be like, all right, he not like the other
He not like that.
He not like these other dudes.
He said he out there singing 70% of his ability. Like, he said, I'm swinging this bat 70, 80% of my strength. Who? Yeah. Huh? And he hitting that motherfucker 400.
And my number's 99.
Yeah.
It's like a creative.
My number's 90. Give me
Creative
99.
player. Yeah.
I already know what I can
For
do.
a creative player.
So Ainge still the only one to be a high school All-American football, baseball, basketball. We got it confirmed by our producers, but I want to bring it back.
So if I would have stayed at the private school I flunked out of my sophomore year, cause we were playing like a 2A.
Yeah.
Probably could have shit.
Yes. For as menacing as you were on the basketball court, I can only imagine on the
playing
football
at a
field.
2A, but playing at a 2. No. See, Texas is huge. I'm not saying I'm like 10, 11, 12, 5A. here. All of them booths can go out there. Like,
Yeah.
baseball different, track different, all that shit different out there. But at the 2A school, all of them, hell yeah. We was coming out the hood, dog. We was bringing dudes out the hood to the private school.
Yeah.
And we was running the sports. So yeah, but Dan Age, shout out to Dan Age though. That's dope.
So I want to bring it back with Kyrie, LeBron, and just looking ahead to this NBA Finals. What would winning a chip without LeBron mean for Kyrie's legacy? Because right now they still treat him as Bron's little bro.
Who does?
That's just kind of the narrative.
You mean the LeBron fans?
Just to me.
Actually, I don't even
LeBron
know.
fans can't leave shit alone.
No, what's so funny is, no, it ain't.
LeBron can't even leave shit alone.
Nah, it ain't even
It's
LeBron
a
fans.
relevant
Leave that
topic.
shit alone.
And they're
It ain't-
friends again
What do
now.
you mean you miss him? He can move around.
That's what I said. Nah, it's not LeBron's
Move
fans.
around.
LeBron
man. We don't
fans
wanna hear
don't.
that shit. Let Kyrie be Kyrie, man.
They can't miss each other?
You he there, you not. Nigga, relax.
They
is
both
me.
said that
Sit
they were
down.
trying to get back
See, that's
together.
down.
That's what I said. You're using the narrative.
Sit down.
It's anti-media for Kyrie fans. It's the hatred towards Kyrie. That's what you're knocking his career and said, oh, you only won a chip because of LeBron. That's those guys who trying to be anti-Kyrie because of stuff that has nothing to do with anything.
It's nasty work.
But you feel like there's a potential for them to say you only won a chip because
No,
now you have Luka.
you-
But I feel like Kyrie could be Finals MVP.
You know what I
No,
think
they
it
can
was?
say that to LeBron too.
Yeah,
You only won, but that's what I
You
said.
only one guy got.
And that's why I said it wasn't LeBron fans because if you watch the game,
Absolutely.
Kyrie earned
What?
he earned his ring, right? We know he earned his ring. I think just Kyrie himself as a basketball player wanted to prove to himself that he can be the full lead dog and win a chip, right? And I think, we can't say he regrets the decision, but we can say he probably thinks about that decision a lot, right? Knowing that how it panned out.
Hindsight.
In hindsight, but
They was gonna get smacked
He
either way,
he has a chance to, make himself whole. The basketball community itself, we know the chip he won was because of him too, right? 1A, 1B, and then depending on what game, he was 1A, LeBron was 1B, right? So, I think the championship, if he wins it, this is for him. I think he's redeeming his decisions that has happened. I don't. The decision to not take the shot and all that. That's not part of his. That's not part of Kyrie's book. I think that the time he decided to go to Boston, I think for him itself, because he was getting to his own, right? He felt that I'm not Robin, I am a Superman too, and I want to show everybody I'm a Superman too. I think it's just that 1-2 years for him, I think that's what this championship is over with.
I'll say this. Quote from Kyrie. I want to be traded. I want to be the focal point of a franchise. And I'll never be that here. Goes to Boston. Unfortunately, things happen family-wise that put him in a disarray mentally. He couldn't really deliver the way he wanted to because of the things off the court, right? His career then goes in a certain direction because now you're trying to battle expectations from Boston, and then you're going to other teams now, trying to figure out that path and find that way. He finally found a place where he can be himself outside of the shit we consider the most diabolical shit in sports, what happened in Brooklyn during the COVID shit. Because he took a stance and then he shared a link, and all of a sudden he should be canceled from the whole sport. Think about rebounding from that, going to Dallas where you're now playing super second fiddle to the newest superstar in the league. How do you fit in with this? And I even questioned it. Like, yeah, man, I don't know what Kyrie gonna do here except for be number 2. But as maturity tells you, you learn to be a contributor to something great, and that's what he's doing. So now when he has the opportunity to be back into a position where he can show that his greatness is his greatness, from the #1 pick, from playing at Duke, from being a focal point of a franchise and then being overtaken by some guy who didn't want to stay where the fuck he was at in Miami. Now you want to bring me back up. You for wish you never broke up with me.
Okay, and that's fair, but also from the other side, how much is it part of Kyrie's growth to say, look, I want to go do this and be the man, try it, but then recognize I got a great opportunity to come here and re-sign with them. So,
but this was my whole thing about the same thing we were talking about earlier, right? The T-Mac, the music. This is the example of it, right? If we stop Kyrie's career during that rough time, what does his name look like? He got a chance. He was here. He fell, hit rock bottom. Now he's back up. That it's the career. We got to see what makes you great. The fact that the world turned against you. They said you averaging 27. They said you need to retire. You ain't shit. And you're here. That's it's the character that kept fighting. He didn't quit when he got knocked down, or it felt like he got knocked down. He came back up, and now he's in this position. So that's what makes us us. You break your leg, #1. Break it again. Had a career, right? That's what it's the bounce back. The Derrick Rose, right? Lost his career. They thought it was over. Goes to Timberwolves, scores 50. Tears come. And I know why he was crying. There was nights he probably cried thinking he would never get his career back. He would never be able to play like this again. So when he did it, it's for those nights. But if Derrick Rose would have stopped there, we would have never seen the growth of Derrick Rose, the mentor of Derrick Rose, the person. That's what careers are, right? So when someone says, if you had a vote to vote him in the Hall of Fame, I'm voting him in the Hall of Fame because, yeah, his stats don't do it because of unfortunate circumstances, but the person himself was a Hall of Fame person. What he started with, what he went through, and the fact that he still fought the rest of his career, that's Hall of Fame.
Okay, obviously Kyrie, one of your favorite players.
Absolutely.
I know you caused a stir earlier in the season with the comments about him and Luka, but I think the other point is this Mavs squad finished 11th last season, doesn't make the playoffs. Kyrie, free agent, can go wherever he wants, decides to stay, and now this same squad, minus a few adjustments and trades that were made before the deadline, now going to the finals. And I don't think it's unreasonable for any of us, we talked about it yesterday, to say that Kyrie can win finals MVP. I feel like it's wide open. Obviously, if the Mavs win, it'll likely be Luka because he's going to fill up the stat sheets. But what we saw in Kyrie in the Western Conference Finals, he has the ability to take over games, and he has a chip on his shoulder going back up against Boston in that situation. So the question for you, Kenyon, is what version of Kyrie do you expect to see in the NBA Finals?
2016. 2016 version. Like Gil just stated, it can either night it can be 1A, 1B. Like I stated last year, they're gonna have to average between Luka and Kyrie from 60 to 68 points between them in the series. And he could be on the higher end of that. He can be the 33 or 34, whatever. Yeah. So I'm expecting that version. That 2016 killer version of Kyrie Irving in the finals. Focused, clear head, more mature. Yeah. So from the tip, I'm expecting him to come out and then be that alpha and be that assassin that we know he can be. With high stakes. So the last time we saw him on these stages, so.
Rashad, what version of Kyrie are you expecting to see in the NBA Finals?
I think this is going to be the most challenging situation for him offensively. I like to talk hoop when we go into depth to shit like this. OKC, Minnesota. The defenders that he had on him and the team he had on him are newcomers to his style of play. They're not used to knowing what the hell is Kyrie's going to do to us. What are we expecting? I think the Boston Celtics, between Drew Holiday's leadership on the defensive end when it comes to experiencing Kyrie Irving through the duration of his career, can be able to coach them through knowing how to guard Kyrie for this series. And even though Kyrie's good enough to get his lays, get his finishes, bank shots, all that stuff in the pick and roll, I think it's going to be a tougher challenge for him to hit 30 plus, even 25. Because we've seen him have games where he has 16, 15, where he kind of just let Luka do him. I think this is going to be the toughest one because they have actual experienced defenders. I think McDaniels and Ant-Man just didn't have what it takes to take care of both of them, neutralize Luka and Kyrie. Lou Dort and Shea Allen, they new to this, right? So Kai and them could take their leadership and their experience to another level and say, I know they can't guard this. When I go to this, they can't get to this. But Drew, I think, is going to take it personal to match up with Kyrie, and I think Jaylen Brown is going to take it personal when switched off and really, sit down and really try to guard Kyrie and put a stop to it. It's going to be a tougher challenge. I'm not saying he can't overcome it. He can't do what he does. I just don't think it's going to be at the highest clip where we're going to see him dominate at 30 plus, because that means he's going to have to take more shots. And I don't think he's comfortable right now with the way that their offense is moving to take more than the shots he's been taking. Mm-hmm. Even in that last game, he had 36, but that came at the effect that Minnesota was being fucking railroaded at that point. So it was just like, he can do what he wants. They had already given up.
What are you averaging that series?
Against the Timberwolves?
Anywhere from 23 to 20.
Like 27, I thought, but...
Yeah, they both average about...
1 second. Yeah, 27, 5, and 4.
Yeah. What are you averaging OKC?
Like 25.
I don't think he averaged.
No, I don't even think
he wasn't that aggressive.
Passing the ball.
He wasn't that aggressive.
16.
He was being a facilitator in that
6
series.
and 2 rebounds.
Yeah, he wasn't looking to score.
That's what I said. Remember, and that's what our conversation is.
Which version do you think you're going to see?
The 27 and more, Kyrie.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's like remember when Ant-Man said that?
Yeah.
Especially think about
he
his
decided
mentality going into that series, though, with the Timberwolves, knowing we're going to go pick and roll and who I can get my 27 on.
Well, even
Ant-Man said, I got him. That's where 27 came from.
But they came in the pick and roll. It wasn't on one-on-one with Ant-Man. All Kyrie's points came pick and roll switches, going to the basket, bank shots, left hand, pull-ups on
Kyrie
the pick
was
and roll.
one-on-one.
Threes.
It wasn't. I watched.
It was
the same game as what? Just this time, someone challenged me to stop me, and I'm going.
It was pick and rolls. That was their whole game. Pick and roll, lobs, and the whole
nine. He was being more aggressive than he was in round one.
In the first halves too, he was doing more first half aggression.
The first half of the first series,
Make
he was
y'all adjust.
Even the Clippers
getting
series.
everybody involved. Came out against OKC, getting everybody involved, getting his guys in the fourth quarter. He was when the last 5-6 minutes he would turn it on. Against Minnesota, he came out there, motherfuckers. Man said he was gonna guard him. Average 27. Ain't nobody said shit, but he know what's on the other side. And Drew and Derek and those guys. So therefore, I think he's gonna be up for the challenge, and they gonna have a hard time.
So he averaged 27, 6 rebounds, 5 assists against the Clippers.
2.
Drop off, obviously, versus the Thunder.
It's not like they stopped. He just wasn't aggressive. It's like he didn't need to. He was aggressive when he wanted to.
And it seems like the Celtics are...
P.J. Washington played well against OKC. That was Derek Jones. He was deferring shots and stuff like that when he could have been taking. I don't see him doing that right now.
So we asked the chat, is Kyrie the most gifted NBA player ever? Over 7,000 votes.
We're cooking.
51% said yes. 49% said no. So you mentioned PJ. Oh, go ahead.
You know what's funny is if Mavs win, it depends. Nah. Like Boston would have to really just be dumb.
No, Boston. Listen, Dallas might be.
If Boston plays dumb basketball, then yeah. But If Boston doesn't come out and trap Luka on the pick and roll,
They're not.
then they have a bad
They're not.
scout. They have bad what are the analytic team? Because per possession, every time you trap Luka, points per 100, they're sitting at about 65 to 68 points. Switching, 110. 110, switching, sagging on them. No, 110 is
Drop coverage.
drop coverage. Switching is 112. Trap 67 out of 100 possessions. So if you don't even
not.
think about it, you
not.
literally are a
not.
moron. Because if you're gonna switch and drop, they're gonna.
Yeah, I'm telling them where they're gonna play it, man. They got all the same size guys. They got good. Listen, they got good defender in Drew, good defender in Derek White.
Let me tell you what happens.
Tell them, go ahead.
Let me tell you what happens. All right, what y'all talking about is putting Derek Lively in that pick and roll. Right?
I don't give a
The
fuck.
Luka pick and roll
I'm just
with
saying.
Derek Lively or Gafford, right? That's what y'all are assuming.
No.
So if you do guard to guard, pick and roll,
They got to switch.
they gonna switch it.
They have
Yep.
to.
I'm saying trap.
So you're saying trap it regardless.
Trap it
So
regardless.
who you throwing it to if it's guard to guard?
Kyrie.
So you gonna leave Kyrie open?
Now you see why I said Kyrie could. That's what I was getting to.
So you gonna leave Kyrie open?
If they do their defense right, that's where this conversation was going. If they play smart basketball, where the stats say trap Luka on all pick and rolls, there's no other defense you even think about. That means the only option left to take over a game will be Kyrie.
So
You cannot play Luka switch. You can't play him and drop. The stats say it does not exist in his world.
So you saying that the Boston Celtics will be dumb if they don't double?
They would be
They don't
idiots.
put 2 on Luka.
Right. So
So that means Kyrie,
Whoever
the
said
guard to guard pick and roll.
That's what he said. Whoever said it.
whoever said it, trap him.
The stats,
Which means
the stats says trapping.
the stats say trap him because it's damn near a 40% drop off on Mavs offense, which means Kyrie turns into Terminator. So if they did win and that defense was played, Kyrie has a chance of being the Finals MVP.
All right. So in the Wolves series, the reason they did the pick and roll and they didn't switch it, or they didn't trap it, is because they did it with Lively or Gafford, right?
Because they dumb.
They dumb.
Okay.
They thought their individual one-on-one defense was good enough to stop Luka. That's what they.
It was dumb, coach.
Okay, but we talked about if they did trap that last play, they would have threw it to who?
Lively.
All right, and we're living with him making a play.
A decision. with the ball in
Okay,
his-
so in this series, if we're not throwing it to Lively and living with that,
So that means Lively's not doing a pick and
that
roll?
means that Lively's not doing the pick and roll. That means we're doing a guard-to-guard pick and roll. We're throwing it to P.J. Washington, we're throwing it to Jones, or we're throwing it to Kyrie. That's a whole different scenario. You
0.67
cannot live with that.
0.67 says you do.
What do you mean 0.67? The stats?
Out of 100 possessions, they're scoring 67 points if you trap Luka on a pick and roll.
With the bigs.
With pick and
anytime.
roll.
So
You get
Anytime- anytime you put 2 on
It
Luka.
ain't no anytime
Any
if
pick and
we
roll.
don't have the stats for the guard to guard pick and
No,
roll,
pick
and
and
what
roll.
happens?
It's a double
and
team.
then the big.
It's a double
pick and roll.
team. We
Anytime
need
you
to
put
know.
2 on it.
We need to know
Pick
what
and roll.
that looks
Anytime
like.
you put 2 pick and rolls, the percentage is 0.67. If you do drop coverage, is 1.1. He's scoring. The team is going to average at least 110. If you switch it, 112.
All right.
So therefore, stats say 40% less, double this man.
That man.
So
Double the man.
So for me, if you double him
I hate
and we
it.
full rotate, because I'm not.
it's
See,
a
we,
double
we,
team.
we talk stats like we don't know hoop. Like let's talk hoop. Let's not.
Yeah.
Talk
What happens when I
stats.
double you? You do what?
Listen.
You pass the ball and it go around.
No, but we talking about guard to guard.
It doesn't matter where you go. It has to go somewhere else besides Luka, right?
Yes, and it's going to who?
Don't matter.
It does matter. It does matter.
Somebody
and y'all know it matters.
So
if I go pick and roll with Kyrie Irving and it's a double and he's open for the fucking
If
three,
we pre-roll,
we have to full rotate.
And if I full rotate to Kyrie like any smart person would,
It's going
then go. Then
You
goes
got
to
Washington in the corner. You got Jones Jr. over there. You got two shooters.
Yes.
No,
And
two
it's
shooters.
0.67 with them doing
They're
it.
not two shooters.
What you mean they're not two shooters?
They're not. I'm not afraid of them.
It's points.
I think they're gonna win, but I'm not afraid of them as
It's-
shooters.
0.67 once you double.
I want the ball to find.
Like I said,
That Kyrie is on this court.
You don't like
want the
analytics.
ball
You
to
don't
find.
like all
Kyrie
these analytical
remember,
motherfuckers coming
Kyrie
in.
is
Why are we
on
not
this-
talking ball.
Kyrie is on this
I'm
court
talking ball.
also, right?
Listen,
so if
I'm
it goes to
talking
Lively
basketball.
and he gives it to Kyrie, Kyrie still has it.
Hey,
at some
I'm
point.
talking
Because we're not
basketball.
rotating outside of Lively. If it's Lively in the pick and roll and we're doubling Luka and then Lively gets it, we're not leaving.
Okay, can I ask you a
Make
question?
him make a play. We
Can I-
just showed your clip of
Okay.
when you got it.
Okay, we're gonna
and
go with
you
the-
went and you dunked that bitch,
We're gonna
right?
go. We're gonna go with your theory. Let's play it out. Who's guarding Luka?
Derek White.
No, wrong from the beginning.
Okay.
Derek White.
Oh, this is match. Sorry.
Okay, Derek White. Okay,
My bad.
Derek White. Who you want to do pick and roll with? You said guard to guard.
Let's do pick and roll.
You said guard to guard.
Let's do pick and roll with Derek Jones.
You just said Derek. You said guard. Your whole argument right now is guard to guard.
Derek Jones not a guard? Okay.
Who's going?
Is Derek Jones not a guard?
Derek Jones is starting guard.
Bro, what are you talking about?
Derek Jones.
No.
The guard is Kyrie. But I know what you thought when
Who's
I
the
said
starting five?
when I said do the pick and roll, and you was thinking guard to guard.
Yeah, three.
You realized the switch.
Three.
No, he knew what it was.
Oh, they're guard heavy.
No. You're saying
Got
it-
four guards in the big.
You're
Come on,
saying
what are you
it
PJ
right.
Washington the guard?
Yes,
PJ
all of them are guards.
Listen, he knew what was happening when he put Derek White on him, and the
You could put
guard
Drew Holiday on him.
and the guard
Can't
was
change it.
and the
Drew
guard
Holiday.
and the guard was coming, and it was gonna switch it. Now you're switching Drew Holiday on. He thought about it.
Either one. No, I didn't.
Now you're thinking.
No, I didn't.
Now you're.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You knew who was
Let's
going to be
change it
guarding.
right now, then.
Okay.
Drew Holiday's guarding.
Okay.
And Luka.
Guarding Luka.
Okay.
No. Let's change it even more.
Okay.
Damn.
Change it again.
Jaylen Brown.
Guarding Luka.
Jaylen Brown guarding Luka.
Okay.
All right. Derek Jones comes in to set the guard to guard.
A forward.
Are all of these guards?
A forward now.
Okay, is Jaylen Brown a guard?
No.
He's not. So now we're switching up positions for the fact that y'all want to survive in this conversation now.
I don't think
We're
Jaylen Brown
playing
is
a
guard.
4-guard series where both teams have 4 guards.
Who is?
But you want to say that, all right, Jason Tatum's a forward, Jaylen Brown's a forward, I get it. But you guys know as hoopers, these are guards.
Okay.
And this is a guard-to-guard switch if they go guard-to-guard pick and roll. Regardless of how you feel, you know that.
Well, it's not.
You
guard
know
to
that.
Guard, the same size guys.
Same size guard-to-guard,
Okay,
it's
so
the same conversation.
size guys.
Same
Okay,
size.
so same size.
Same size is not their position.
Switch the conversation.
No, that's not their
Same
position.
size.
PJ Washington is a 4.
Same size.
Derek Jones is a 3.
Same size.
A 3.
Okay,
4.
so why the fuck am I doing a
Same
pick and
size
roll
guys.
for? Why the?
Same size.
Why am I doing a pick and roll to get the same type of dude on me?
Because you just said we're going to double Luka regardless. That's why. You said we're going to double Luka regardless. So Dallas, send Derek Jones Jr. over there to fucking set a screen so you can be the facilitator and not Lively.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
So when they double, we got 2 guards on Luka. Jones, you either go dunk that bitch because you're a high flyer.
Rotate. I'm rotating.
Now you're going to rotate on Jones. Who's open?
Lively. The
Washington.
Lively, the one you're trying to get rid of.
Washington is open.
Okay, can I ask you another?
He's shooting, what is his shooting percentage? I think he's about 38.
PJ Washington?
Yeah, I think he's about 38.
You can't change on your fantasy lineups and your fantasy movements. You can't change 0.67 on trapping them. right?
I'm talking
There's a reason.
ball.
There's a reason he does not do guard to guard, because obviously he needs the pick and roll to get past the first nigga he has on him. I want this person off me, so I'm gonna do a pick and roll to get somebody else that I don't want. So if I have this guy on me and I'm doing a pick and roll, the same guy on me is pointless.
We know you get loud when you're wrong.
Pointless.
We know you get loud
if
when you're
I got
wrong.
Drew Holiday on me and I do a pick and roll to get White on me, I don't want him either.
But if we're doubling
I want Lively's guy on me.
You said
because I know. Hey,
you said double regardless.
I'm doing a pick and roll with a big man because if they switch, I get the big man on me.
Said double
I am not doing a pick and roll with Kyrie's guy because I don't want that nigga guard me because I can't get past him either. There's a reason I do pick and roll. I do pick and roll because I'm slow-footed and I need an advantage. I can't get an advantage if it's same size switching, and that's why they don't do it.
It don't make any sense. You just said that the statistics said trap regardless of what happens. If you trap this guy, whether it's Lively or anybody, the statistics say this.
Yes.
So then why wouldn't I do a guard to guard where I got two guards
Why?
on Luka?
Because they haven't.
Exactly.
Because it's not part of their plays.
They haven't.
It's not part of their plays.
So if I'm Boston, why wouldn't I do it?
Because it's
So
not
if
part
I'm
of their.
Boston, why would I trap?
Why would you?
Why, if I'm Boston, why would I trap the pick and roll if there's no statistic for it?
Because
There's no statistic
wait,
for
hold
it.
on. The statistic for trapping him says 67%. You're trying to recreate something that they don't do.
I'm being a coach. I'm being a coach.
That's fantasy.
I'm being a coach.
Fantasy.
No, it's not.
It's fantasy.
It's realistic. Jason Kidd, if they're going to trap us, like Gil said, you'll be stupid, Boston Celtics, to not trap Luka. Okay, hey team, they're going to trap us. Regardless of who we throw in the pick and roll, let's do a guard to guard where our guard is facilitating. That's the smartest thing you could do as a fucking coach.
Okay, but that's not real.
How?
Because it hasn't happened. They don't
Exactly it hasn't, because
So
I
you're
just told them to fucking do it.
You're arguing
I
about
just
some-
Nostradamus did it again.
You're-
Hey, Jason Kidd, if you're watching this, do a fucking guard-to-guard pick and roll. Let your guard facilitate the goddamn game, and you'll have open threes.
You mean same size guys? Because if we say guard, they're not. It's.
Shots for
Damn,
dumb.
are you a Celtics fan?
No, I'm just saying if you do
about
guard,
this guy?
if you're gonna do
He
guard,
said the Celtics are dumb if they don't fucking trap. And I'm saying, hey, Celtics, if you go by Gil's logic and you do trap, hey, Mavericks, this is what you can fucking do to beat that. So I would say Celtics don't fucking do that shit, because there's a way to beat it.
there can't be a way to beat it if you just made it up. hey, Celtics!
If you're a hooper and my shit don't make sense, ask them. If you're a hooper and my shit don't make sense, give me a thumbs fucking down, goddamn.
Hey,
Because if we look at hoop and we could draw this shit up right now, if you gave me a board and we drew this up right now, Luka pick and roll, top of the key, guard to guard.
Boston.
Whoever catches the ball to facilitate that, they gotta make a decision to fucking rotate or let me go.
Or we're gonna just create some more stuff. Hey, Boston, if they do a guard-to-guard pick and roll, I'll switch it. And so they do a pick and roll with Lively, and then you trap it.
Is that your answer? Oh, man.
We're creating fake scenarios. If you do a pick and roll, guard to guard, because your best defensive players are guards, and you're saying Jaylen Brown is a guard that can play defense, he's a two-way player. If he does any pick and roll with you guys, switch it. Now, what do you do after that?
Boston would be dumb.
What do you do?
You said Boston would be dumb if they don't double the pick and roll. Don't switch it now. You just said it. Don't say, oh,
Nigga,
switch.
you're creating a whole different scenario that doesn't even exist.
It does exist. It's called guard-to-guard pick and roll. That exists.
Okay, so if
in basketball.
So if they do guard-to-guard pick and roll, don't switch.
Don't double.
Don't double.
Don't double.
And switch.
That means don't double the pick and roll.
They do guard to guard. Don't double and switch it. Now what?
Don't double.
Don't double and they switch it. Now what?
Go to work, Luka.
Why didn't he do that on the first nigga?
Exactly. That's why you don't fucking do it. You don't fucking do the pick and roll looking for a fucking switch with the fucking big man. Because if we're going to trap it regardless, you ended up giving it to Lively who can't make a fucking play. If we double Lively in the picking, if we double that, you're giving it to Lively to do what?
No. You can't talk your way out of this one, sir.
You're giving it to Lively to do what?
If Luka plays in the pick and roll, right? And they go, and I'm saying because Dallas playbook is Luka pick and roll with his big man. That's their playbook, right? Since that's their playbook, the stats say trap them because it's 67. Okay? Now you want to create a whole nother offense. Okay, cool. So you're saying do a guard-to-guard pick and roll. Since they're going to double. Well, if they're going to do guard to guard, why am I doubling? I can just switch it. Now I'm saying, what do you do now offensively? No matter what the fuck you say is going to sound stupid because the original guard on him, he didn't want on him. He wants a big on him. So if he has Drew on him, he don't want Drew on him. He wants a big man on him. He wants Porzingis. He wants Al Horford. So if you go guard to guard, White or Drew guarding them, or Brown or Tatum, we can switch it. He's back to the original form, which he is not going one-on-one in the first place.
You said the Boston Celtics will be dumb not to double Luka Doncic in the pick and roll regardless.
Because their pick and roll is one and this.
You said
this
regardless,
is their pick and
Gil. You said it don't matter. When I said guard to guard, you said it don't matter. Because the statistic says this is the success regardless. Guard to guard or Lively. And I said, okay, that doesn't make sense because there's a solution to that. That's all, bro. And I proved that.
You can't prove something that's fantasy. It's fantasy. Dog, you're making it up.
How?
Because it doesn't exist.
It does exist.
Show me the stats. No, I don't give a fuck what you said. I don't give a fuck what you said. Show me. Show me when they go guard to guard, what is their percentage? Show me.
I asked that. I said, well, what are the percentages for guard to guard? And you just said, oh, everything. It's all included. You said it's all included. I was like, well, it can't be all included because they haven't separated it. I said that.
They're on a trap with Luka. No matter what fucking fantasy stats, whatever fucking fantasy scenario you're going to put up, right? It is 6.67. That is the stat, right?
Sounds like
if I say every time we leave Rashad open, he shoots 20% from three, and then you say, hey, take one bounce. You're gonna shoot 80. You got your rhythm. You don't shoot 80. You got your rhythm. Just take one bounce, get your rhythm, and shoot it.
You're scrambling.
That stat does not exist for you to be right.
You're scrambling, bro.
No, you scrambled.
You're scrambling.
Because that's what you want them to do. On a guard-to-guard pick and roll between two guards that he don't want on him anyway.
You said
he might as well
the pick and roll regardless, Gil. You can't get out of this.
Okay.
You said that.
Okay.
I didn't say double the pick and roll regardless. You did. That means that there's no switch anymore. So stop saying
guard him. Okay. We guard him no matter what the pick and roll is.
Double it.
Double it.
That's what you say.
Yes.
All right. And I'm saying if they're going to do that,
they're going to mean they don't do it.
Oh my.
So what you're trying to say doesn't even exist.
What the fuck are you talking
about? They don't do that.
It's obvious that they don't do it. They haven't played each other yet. What are you talking about, bro? They haven't even met. They haven't played each other yet.
So what?
Of course they haven't done it yet.
So what you're saying doesn't even exist.
And what I'm saying is going to be the solution to what you're saying. You're saying double.
Then how can you be right about how can you be right about a solution that doesn't even exist?
Because the solution is guard to guard. You have to make a decision now. Compared to Lively, you don't. You can say Lively, do your thing.
Hey. and if Shaq was white, Shaq would be Bird. Okay, fantasy is fantasy.
How is
you
it
can't
fantasy?
win fantasy.
It's not fantasy.
You can't win fantasy.
It's not fantasy,
No matter
bro.
what you say, it's fantasy.
We're
It's
talking
not
basketball.
Real. It's not real.
We're talking basketball strategy.
So-
we're talking X's and O's in a real basketball scenario, and you're
But you
calling
can-
it fantasy
because
we haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
That's in essence. What are you talking about, bro? It's like you're acting like you never played basketball before. Like that's what's so crazy about this conversation is the fact that I came up with a solution to your problem. Your problem being double this no matter what. Double this no matter what. I say, well, that would mean that if you did this, that mean they would have to change up their strategy because you're leaving a dangerous guy who can make a play wide open after the double team, no matter what. This is not lively in the pick and roll anymore where you can say, hey, man, well, at least we can slow rotate back to Lively because he's not a threat. No, you're now passing to a threat with a threat in the corner wide open. What are you going to do now? That's not fantasy.
You asking me?
Not fantasy, Gilbert.
It is because it doesn't exist. So you're making you're making a play and saying, what am I going to do now, right?
With Lively?
No, you said, what am I going to do now on this? I said switch pick and rolls with guard to guard. Since you introduced something that doesn't exist, I'm going to introduce something. Switch it guard to guard. Now what do you do? Yeah, I know it's wow. Wow.
You're changing.
You're changing something.
He's changing the scenario.
Please jump in.
Go.
Listen. What he is saying is the stat says double team Luka, right? You're saying this, you gave a scenario to debunk the stat. Go guard to guard, right? He came back with his scenario, right? It's y'all playing chess now.
And I'm winning.
Right? I said switch it. You don't even have
clearly
no.
I'm saying switch it. You're saying no, you can't switch it now. You got to keep doubling.
You got to give him something different.
No, but he's not giving me nothing.
I gave you something different.
Now he's going back to switching it. But he said no matter what, you would be dumb as Boston not to double the
because if you throw it to Kyrie, then you run another play. Then he's saying to switch it, right?
Yeah.
So if you go guard to guard, right?
Which they don't do.
He's just going to switch it then, right?
But he's saying they'll be dumb not to double it.
Yeah, because
how they play, they don't do guard to guard.
Because the stats
You're creating guard to guard.
I'm creating a solution.
So So think about what you're saying. They don't do what you're saying. So the stats say, do this on how they play. So you're saying, okay, don't play like that, play like this. Now what? Okay, if they're gonna play like this, sir, I'm gonna switch it.
I'm only saying that because you said double it no matter what. That's the only reason the solution is there.
But I
because
won't.
You're saying you would be dumb not to double Luka in all situations.
Because all his situations are in this way.
It's only in one way because it's only going with the big.
Okay,
like you said, it's
we
never
don't
happened
know.
guard to guard.
So it's just the stat overall, right?
But it's only one stat because it's only one player. That's what I said.
But we don't know if it's only one player though.
So
right?
if it's guard to guard,
we don't know if it's guard to guard, big to big.
You're creating.
Don't know. He's saying it's
I didn't say that.
guard to guard.
We don't know, right? What do you mean? I'm saying we don't know if the situation is how many times Kyrie and Luke has run pick and roll during the year.
And
we don't know the percentages.
Separate that.
Right? But we don't have that.
We don't have it.
So
you can't argue it.
So I introduced it's overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the overall stat says when Luka is involved in the pick and roll, no matter who's involved, to put 2 on him.
Right.
That's the 0.67 possession, right?
Mm-hmm.
Listen to what y'all
So
to put any
who's in. Yeah, no matter who's in.
2 on them.
You put 2 on him. That's what the stat says.
Yes.
So he's saying that if they're not doing that, they're not paying attention to analytics because the analytical part of the game is huge now. To get the ball out of Luka's hand, no matter who's setting the screen.
No matter who's setting.
No matter who's
And I said this. Okay, since it doesn't matter
you put the guard on him.
Put a guard.
Yeah.
Now,
So then he's saying,
can you do that same scenario?
Then he just said no.
Switch it.
And then he just said no to switch it.
He said no.
Right? To switch it.
To switch it.
He said no.
He said no.
That's
switch
And
it.
then to counter, he said to
Now-
switch it, right?
Now what?
No.
Yeah.
Now what?
That means that you cannot do that in a guard to guard.
What? Yeah, you could.
If you're going to double it, no matter what.
You could.
And I introduce guard to guard. That means now,
guard to
guard.
now switch it. Yeah. That's the other, of course, that's the other element.
You could do it because, listen, you could do it because if they are hell-bent on statistics and these things, you could do it, right? The stat says to put 2 on it. If you're big in if you're analytical, the way you run your shit is 50-50, then the stat says the doubling. But if you are like we fucking 80-20 basketball analytics, it says not to run it, they just gonna switch the shit.
If they gonna switch it every time we go guard to guard, so the guard has it.
Yeah,
and now
so
he says, well, if we go guard to guard, that means switch it.
Us being basketball people saying we're not gonna go guard to guard.
And when I say guard,
we're just gonna put a big in it, right?
So, yeah, because that's what they do. They put a big in it. You're creating something that's not there. You're creating, as a basketball mind, you're creating a guard-to-guard switch,
but
thinking that we're going to keep the same. But when I introduce, well, if they're going to go guard-to-guard, I will just switch it. You don't want to answer this.
No, because that's not the original statement.
Because the original statement doesn't have your fake fantasy plays in it.
No, it's not. It's you saying no matter what happens, we're going to double Luka.
Because the stat says that.
Yes. So and all I'm saying is if you got 4 guards as Dallas.
But they're not.
You got 4 guards and then Derek Lively. And if I'm Boston and I got 4 guards and Kristaps Porzingis.
So
we're matched up. Yeah, that means I'm gonna go same size pick and roll.
It just so happened that Luka is the same size as fucking 4 men in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So they run
Tatum and Jaylen Brown are all stay the same size.
The same size.
So same size pick and roll. We're not. If I'm Dallas, I'm not bringing Lively up.
But the stats.
But that's what I said.
No matter who said, if PJ Washington sets it, Derrick Jones sets it.
You're saying trap it.
The stat says to trap it.
And I'm saying
if Kyrie or whoever does it,
if you're going to do that,
you're going to throw it to a playmaker.
I'm throwing it to a playmaker.
I understand that. So therefore, the ball is finding them, and the ball is not in Luka's hands. So the stat says we live with the possession.
And because you're only scoring 0.67. You're going to live with that. You're going to die.
Yeah.
So we
don't listen to what he's saying.
But you can't prove
because you're going to die.
But it says .67. That's what the end result is.
That's without the guard.
You're making that up. You're making that up. We do not know that. That's why I say you don't know that. You're just creating. That's not real stat yet.
That's a real strategy.
All right,
if you thought
the point. That's a real strategy.
Where's your? You can't say. Hey, he can do the pick and roll with the coach. And
it was a good try.
Like you creating shit that doesn't.
You're creating it. You're going away from hoop, and you know it.
So we asked the chat.
I don't give a fuck about the.
I know you don't care.
It doesn't matter what the chat says, right?
Now it don't matter.
No. What I'm saying is on this one, and this is a lot of fucking people out here, a lot of sports people out here. They get into this right here, these conversations.
I can't believe you're putting me in the
and they talk.
I can't believe you're doing that.
You spent 30 minutes talking about a fantasy scenario, and think that the fantasy scenario is provable. Let's say they never run a pick and roll guard to guard. Everything you said didn't exist, doesn't exist. That means they played 80, 90 something. They played 90 fucking games, sir. 90 something games. And the stats on 90 something games is this. So you want to create a scenario to beat the 90 game scenario and have no games to prove it. And say, ta-da! I won. Ha-ha! I'm 0-0. Woohoo! I'm 0-0 on the pick and roll because I can tell you that we're going to pass it to this guy. This guy's going to go down here. We got Michael Jordan Jr. over here. We're going to throw it to Michael Jordan Jr. They're going to put Tim Hardaway Jr. in here, and Hardaway Jr. going to hit all his threes. We're going to pass it to him. He going to have 50. That's your argument. Something you
it's not.
can't.
That's your argument.
No, that's something
that's
you
your
can't
argument.
prove.
I didn't say none of that.
You can't prove.
I didn't say none of that. Can I say it my way?
How do you prove it?
You know my way sounds way better than your way.
Yeah, because
you know my way sounds way better than your way.
Go.
My way.
Let's hear your way.
My way.
Let's hear it.
Hey, Boston Celtics, if you're gonna double the pick and roll, no matter fucking what, this is what the fucking Dallas Mavericks are gonna do. Because we're not just talking about Derek Lively running up there in the pick and roll anymore, which is what you're used to 90% of the fucking time.
100.
100% of the time, you're used to Derek Lively. Because you know why? Because they wasn't doubling you. Do you know, hey, Josiah, you know they wasn't doubling you? That's the whole thing. It's like, you would be dumb not to double him. You would be dumb not to double them because 100% of the time you haven't. 100% of the time you haven't doubled them, which resulted in step back threes for games. So now you're saying you guys would be stupid not to double him this series, which is the anomaly. This is the anomaly series where now we have to come up with some type of scenario that would combat this 100%. So if we're going to double him regardless of who runs into the pick and roll, why wouldn't we put somebody who can make a play in the pick and roll? Yeah, we haven't done it before, but this is basketball. Just like if we never run this out of bounds OB, never in practice, but hey, coach, I'm about to draw this play up. Hey guys, are you smart enough to run this fucking play, basketball players? I'm gonna draw this play up. This is what we're doing now. We ain't did it all year, but we're doing it right now. Derek, go into the fucking pick and roll. They double it, you get it, you go. Make a fucking play. Ta-da!
Can I ask you a question? You haven't ran a play all year. You haven't ran it all year. You're going to draw it up. What's the result? Nothing, nigga. You just made it up because you haven't ran it all year. Ta-da!
So
has the series started?
Move it. It starts tomorrow. Series starts tomorrow. Series starts tomorrow. We got a lot to get into. It'll be just as turned up and hostile tomorrow. But we did ask the chat.
Hey, on Friday, when we do our Friday show, because if we did Friday shows, we will be getting 40,000 because it's a Friday.
Hey.
And everybody on Friday like to be on YouTube on Friday. So if we did a Friday show, it's going to be 40,000 people in there.
Monday through Thursday, 11:30 Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern.
The body bag is already buried in the back.
Please free freedom.
Backyard, Gilbert.
Fantasy basketball, man.
You gonna make me throw your ass in that motherfucker.
Put a leg in.
He plays underdog. Look, underdog.
You gonna make me throw your motherfucking ass in that body bag, boy.
Hey, underdog / McCants fantasy.
So we asked the chat, is it obvious? 4,000 plus voters, 71% say yes.
Hell yeah, it's obvious.
We don't know what's obvious though. Now time for MostlyFans. Rashad.
Championship Jones wins again.
We cannot confirm or deny what is obvious though.
That's some nice music, man. That's championship music.
All right, we have one MostlyFans question.
I love y'all over there. Y'all laugh at all my jokes and shit.
Another turned up day in the arena.
It makes me feel so good inside, you know?
Just put a leg in.
Woo!
Just put a leg in.
Shit.
So we got a video question from underdog user Queen Jen Official.
Hey y'all, considering all the beatings that Caitlin Clark has been getting on the court, who do you think would be a good enforcer in the W for her, like Draymond is for Steph?
So, who would be a good enforcer for Caitlin Clark, like Draymond is for Steph?
The person who went on Instagram, I think last night or earlier today, and said she will be Caitlin Clark's enforcer.
Who is that person, Gil?
Was that Angel? Angel?
No.
I played for Atlanta. Shooter.
I don't know. I know somebody out here that get physical. Shit, where Big Lee is at?
What's it?
Shit, where Big Lee is Cambridge at? Shit, shit, Big Lee is get fucking physical. Shit.
Go out there and get it, Rashad.
Lee is my height.
Who would be a good enforcer for Caitlin Clark?
I don't know. At this point, man, she need.
You think Angel McCautry?
Yeah, Angel McCautry.
Yeah, she needs some. She needs.
She
some
said
security.
she'd come out and defend her.
She needs some security.
She needs security.
Security.
Yeah, she need on-court security.
Everybody's good? We good once these cameras go off? Or is it going to be hostile?
But you know what's so funny? Every
Hey, Joe, come on, man. You got to stop this.
Move around.
No, but just like any star player, when we're saying that she needs an enforcer, that's every star player because the opposing team, their job is to try to take out the star.
Exactly.
Cheap shot, try to break their will. That's why Jordan had Oakley, right? He had Oakley. Then he eventually got Dennis Rodman and Horace Grant and them. Dwayne Wade had Haslam, right? Shaq was Shaq, right? But Kobe had Shaq, back there. So Jason Kidd and them had Kenyon. Iverson Melo had Kenyon, right? Reggie Evans, that motherfucker over there. So the game itself has had protection, right? Especially for guards who can't protect themselves. They had someone that defended them. So yes, she's gonna need someone when you hit her, they hitting you.
Mm-hmm. The game is the game.
She can't hit back.
She can't hit back. Like Steph. What does Steph look like, trying to be dirty out there? It's just not.
It ain't
He with
dirty.
his ass clothesline. Because I remember I tried that shit. I was, I wasn't built like you when he ran up on me, right? Carmelo set one of them picks in the back twice. Hit the first one, like, oh shit, big fella. Second one, boom. And then I tried to trip him, boom. And then he came back with the, hey. And I said, huh? I was like, don't get mad at me.
Yeah.
Show your enforcer to deal with me.
Facts.
Cool. Damn it, my enforcer don't like me.
Damn.
my enforcer said he ain't protecting me until I pass her the ball.
So you were not getting protection, nigga. We know you were not passing the rock under any circumstances. Before we take off, want to give a shout out to all our fans out there for getting us over 650,000 subscribers.
Keep subscribing. If you're watching right now, hit the subscribe button. Don't just be watching the watch right now.
Put some in the offering plate. We will be back tomorrow with a full and more extensive NBA Finals preview, even more extensive than the one we had today.
Damn.
Make sure you stick around for an all-new episode of Sheed and Tyler coming up after our show. But this is Gil's Arena presented by Underdog Fantasy. Whoa, whoa! We will see y'all tomorrow.